There you go. Yeah, exactly. That's good. You gonna play at the feeder table?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't want to go in the booth with
Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah. Can't complain. Can't complain. All good. Let's see what happens.
Hello and welcome to the Royal Card Club. My name is Lisa Piquel and I'll be bringing the action tonight along with some of our friends here at the Royal. We're a brand new stream here in Austin, Texas. And tonight we've got some local players here to kick it off and bring a good time. Tonight's game is 1-3 November with a buy-in of $200 minimum and $1,000 max. Here's our lineup for tonight. Seat 1, Lucas Taza. He's Royal Card royalty. We'll get back to that
First
later.
time I played it, the
Troy
stream
Wright
at the
in
lodge,
seat
like
2.
literally the first
Darren
time.
Wagner in seat 3.
Everybody went all in.
We've got back-to-back Nicks in
bomb
seat
pod
4
or
and
no?
5.
Oh, just the first
Fisher
hand.
in seat 4. Nick
And
Quinn in seat 5.
And
Then we've got
that
Tony
sheet when they were like,
Giuliano.
what's better, Texas or
7
Vegas poker?
is
I'm like,
Dirty
this is the
Dan.
fucking Wild West
8
of this shit.
is John Michael Perez, a.k.a. JMP.
This is like
We're going to be bringing you all the action tonight. We're going to
Can hold?
talk all things
of course not.
poker in Texas with our friends here at the Royal Card Club. Sit back and relax and
T-Fun
enjoy the ride.
goes all in with this. 2 spades.
Ready to go?
You still remember it?
Yes, I'm pissed.
One more, Tony.
Oh, that's right, my bad.
Let's try 6.
That's gonna get annoying. Like allergies kicking my ass today.
I'm sorry?
I'm muted every time I call.
Raise to 20.
This is what we're
Sorry,
doing,
it was going quick. I've got it. Button.
Did you look?
From seat 4.
Did he look?
Hold on, 6. Call 7 and 8.
You could stiff cards here,
Yeah, you don't want to take them.
right?
Ooh. Tony's got some jacks, 4s, and ace king. Here we go.
Seat 4, bet 40.
Oh my goodness. Top for Nick and set of 4s for Dirty Dan. You know he's going to get some value out of this. He just calls.
Call.
Hmm. Dirty Dan raises to 140. Turn to 7, doesn't really change anything there. All in for Dirty.
Yeah.
260 for Nick to make that call.
King.
Yep, he calls.
I want.
King. No, not an ace.
Yeah. No, we go.
I think he was calling for the king. That's not going to help.
Yeah, we're going to the
And the 9 of hearts. Dirty Dan takes it down.
Crazy, the same thing happened.
So now you can take off?
See you later, guys.
Yeah. Gotta go walk my fish.
Says he's out the door now.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely.
Gotta vacuum the lawn.
Vacuum the lawn.
Yeah. Come down, Jack.
Those 4s, you don't see them coming. Nice when you make a set with that. Way to kick off the night there, Dirty Dan. Scooping up hot. All in with set of 4s.
Start with 420.
He says, love it when a plan comes together, and he is up 441.
Because we're live.
Jeez.
Got a little mix of buy-ins here, some for
Say, Annette, you
the
guys-
max, a couple in the middle of the road.
Yeah. So No,
trees.
no, actually, man, you had a concert. Yep. I don't know if you remember.
Who was playing?
It's been like
I was.
10 years.
Yeah.
So if you see seat 1, that is our very own Lucas Taza. He is the Royal Card Club's first ever member, and we took his picture. We've got him hanging on the wall. We created a first game, meetup game for him when he came in. He brought his family and friends in, and he has been a loyal member. He bought that year membership from day one. He's been awesome with the Royal Card Club, and he loves calling it home here.
Race 15 season.
He loves poker, and he was very excited to be on the stream. He's only been playing about 4 months, and he says that his biggest poker accomplishment is this live stream. So we're super happy we could make that happen for him. He says all of his hidden talents are on display today. Actually, he speaks 3 languages. I know he likes to play golf. That's one of his favorite pastimes. Casper's dealing out some hands here. We've got ace, king, queen, jack, and Nick with a suited queen 6. He's got a pair and a gut shot. Sorry, straight draw and a gut shot. And club draw. I'm all sorts of mixed up here.
To the turn. Got 100.
Tony with the bet of 100. It calls.
Going to the river.
Tony hits that ace.
doing music here, so that was just quiet in here.
A little quiet. Listening to everybody. They're 167 fold plus equal.
Usually have music playing.
And Tony scoops a nice pot.
I've been like,
So that means you're nice.
We're live at the Royal Card Club.
cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, years ago, or if I just got fat, or what, like, I can't breathe. Shit anymore.
You run it off?
I can't smell ever since I had it.
Yeah, I can't, yeah. Like, I can, like,
Yeah,
fix things, you know what I mean? Like, not like I used to.
Already?
Yeah.
Dang. How much was it?
You owe me 20.
I'll give you 10.
1 in 3 days.
I've-
Don't even stand there. Stand there. Cards. Raise to 15 from season.
Oh, is that a camera?
Fold, fold, fold.
No shit.
All the way to season 7.
Ace, jack.
Fold for tires and
We got king 5, 14 to call, king 5 off. He gets rid of that.
Yes.
We've come a long way from playing in them houses. We've got pocket games.
And JMP calls 13 with 4-6 suited.
20 years and 40 pounds ago.
Yeah.
We were
Ooh, a little action flop here.
check receive 1.
2 diamonds for JMP. He's got a flush draw. Whoa. And Lucas has the ace of diamonds.
Bet 25. Receive 9.
Got a pair.
Receive 1 call. To the river.
Oh, that's a royal here at the Royal Card Club. I could not have even planned that. Well done, Casper.
Check receive 9. Bet 75. Receive 1.
I had it for that river.
Well done, well done. He flops it, and Lucas just hits the royal at the Royal Card Club.
Watch it back.
Lucas is very happy to have had that hand, I'm sure. Mm,
Get 2 diamonds?
This sucked.
Oh, they're bad.
JMP's not happy. Not happy that he flops it. Happens sometimes
Straddle.
here at the Royal.
There's a lot of dimes that could have.
Shovel 6.
We've got a straddle.
40 bucks.
rarely fold.
Straddle under the gun for 6.
Or snap probably an average, you know? It's like 50-50.
Thank you.
Starting C3.
One's for him. Yeah. They're both the same. Thank you.
What did you guys get?
C4 coin. Fold
Here you
C6. Fold C7.
They got the goods.
We got a raise to 30 with ace 10, and we've got a call for 30 with queen jack from Nick. Dirty Dan's gonna pump it up. He 3-bets to 75.
Call for C3.
Good call, man.
Three-way to a flop. Everybody's got some piece of that here.
Oh, bro, this looks so good.
Got 2 pair for Nick. Dirty Dan's got
Got 60.
gut shot. He's got flush draw. D-Wags has gut shot.
Training bowl. Good. What you eat in peace? Like eye fucking your food.
Nick bet 65, and they both call.
You gonna finish that?
Okay.
Just don't touch.
Pairs the board. I don't think Nick's too worried about anybody having a 7. He gets it in. 235 to Dan, to Dirty Dan. This is where all that poker math comes into play that I can't stand.
bro.
He folds, everybody's busting his chops that we can see what he's doing. And Nick just takes it down.
Crack my aces, right?
What's up?
Crack my
I love when they table talk. He says, cracks my aces. He knows we're all going to see it 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
You ain't folding aces?
I know that.
Especially after that turn.
I know that. I'm watching the stream.
aces.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That joke in 2003. It's never changed.
I was ready to jam that flop.
Call C4.
45.
Raise
All these
235.
ace kings. What is Casper doing?
C7.
Wish I had some of these.
Fold C8. Fold C9. Call C1. Fold C2. Getting there.
All right, ace jack versus ace king.
Heads up. Check C1. C6.
And the continuation bets, like Lucas says, I call.
Should we take this off when we're eating, or
Huh?
should we take this off when we're eating?
I mean, if you guys want to. Give me 5. Go into a turn. I'll say about taking the mics off while we're eating.
Oh, maybe it makes noises. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you take the mic off, just unplug it from the base that you got found.
Probably mute you.
Yeah, that 150. Who knows? C6.
What is that? How much is it?
150. Fold C4.
And Lucas lets it go. I thought he might make a move there. Well, we are just about to welcome our
this my birthday
first person in the booth tonight. It is the one and only Larry White, who is the owner here at the Royal Card Club. Welcome, Larry. How are you tonight? He is fresh off the WSOP. He played the main, he played a couple events, he had a pretty decent main event, your best main event to date, right?
It was. Hey Lisa, good to see you.
Thanks
Nice to
for
be back.
coming.
Nice to be back. Cool first live stream. It's very
15
good.
or 12.
Exciting, exciting.
Yes.
Awesome. So, how was
15, 12.
WSOP?
WSOP was cool. I mean, it's always cool. There's nothing quite as cool as the WSOP. But,
True.
I was there, as you know, for a couple of events this year, so not complaining.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. Awesome. Well, the stream looks great, right? The room
does.
looks good. How are you feeling being here in Texas? What made you want to have a club here in Texas?
It goes back a few years
Hmm.
when poker rooms just started to open up, and I have a few kids around Texas here and there. And one of them thought it'd be a good idea to open a poker club here. And I didn't think it was a very good idea, so we didn't do anything. But as time went on, it became more and more popular. And I realized I was wrong. I'm often wrong. And then you and I met, and you wanted to do it too. So we thought, let's go try and find a place, which was much tougher than we thought it was going to be.
Yes.
Took us over a year and a half to find somewhere,
Hmm.
and finally found this great place here. And it's been fun.
What
It's
does
been
halal
difficult.
mean?
I mean, it's tough to get started,
Hmm.
but I think we're on a good track.
Hey,
And
pray over
hopefully
the
we're
meat
going
or
to build
something.
build up from here.
Yes,
Maybe
definitely. It's
I
not
honestly
as
don't know.
not as easy as we thought it was going to be. Not that we thought it was going to be easy,
Right.
but yes, it's had its challenges. But hopefully, we are on our way with having more of these great players in the room and getting more events getting off the ground. So now that summer's over, get everybody in the room for games and some tournaments starting. We've got ladies'
Lips tour
weekend.
coming. I know,
Yes.
it's very exciting.
Very exciting. If you see in on the back wall, those are all women who are in the Poker Hall of Fame, and they're highlighted on our back wall. We have
I
a
don't
lot
see
of.
your picture up there.
I am not in the Poker Hall of Fame. I do, however, have a piece of history in the game, as you know. I am the first woman to win the World Series of Poker Circuit Ring in No Limit Hold'em back in the olden days at Showboat in Atlantic City. That was pretty exciting, definitely. These women have amazing accomplishments, and I'm happy to be a part of poker. We both love this game so much, and we want to grow this sport tremendously.
And we want to grow
Woo!
the sport among women,
Yes.
which is one of our primary goals here.
We're
Right.
loving that. Yeah, so happy to host Lips, and we have a whole weekend. We've got a meetup game
Well,
that
if
we're
I
going to
would've known
live
that.
stream, and cash game, and tournaments. I think we've got 3 tournaments that weekend. So ladies of Austin, San Antonio, all over Texas, everybody come on out. August 2nd through the 4th. We've got Lips Tour coming to make a stop here, and we'll have cash games. Men and women, come on out for those cash games. We've got lots of things happening. It'll be really exciting that weekend. So 2nd,
Yeah,
3rd, and
can't
4th.
wait.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be
Looking
cool.
forward to it. Action's pretty good here. I was telling the audience about Lucas and becoming our first member. You and he
was.
have become very tight.
Right.
We've
He's a
met
good
with
guy.
his family, and he's a wonderful person here from the local area.
Then they have to double it.
Oh, wait, never mind.
It's been really great.
I'm not awake.
Actually, we did a teaching table with his wife and
right,
mother-in-law and father-in-law. We are pushing that quite a
We've
bit.
got more teaching tables coming, right?
Yes.
Is that Wednesdays and Sundays? Or
Wednesdays and Sundays. Yep, absolutely. We're going to be doing teaching tables. I can't get over how many people here in Texas don't even know that you can play poker.
Right.
So obviously the poker community does, but we want to reach out to those companies and corporations and just locals and get them here playing this awesome game.
I
So
think there must be a lot of people out there who, if they knew how easy it was and that it's legal to come play poker, would come out and play. And
For
we just
sure.
need to round them up and herd them in.
exactly. We got to let them know where the Royal Card Club is. We are at 12233 Ranch Road. We're actually right above Interstellar Barbecue. They've got a line out the door every day except Monday and Tuesday. So we have partnered with them to bring some food up here when our players are here. So it's a great place. Hopefully everyone will come out learn some poker or play poker if you already know how. Oh, look at the V-pips. Whoa, Nick, 71%. He's not afraid to get it in. Dirty Dan, 57%.
Some pretty high.
That sounds like your kind of game, Larry. Larry's got a pretty big V-pip for sure. Love it. And let's see, who's our lowest? T300. Wait a minute, is that Tony?
Has not played the hand.
I don't know who T3. Maybe we're swapping out. Don't have that note yet. Very exciting. Are you going to play some cash tonight there, Larry?
I think so. Yeah, when we get a second table going, I'll
Awesome.
go get some going. We have some of our old staff members showed up here.
Nice. Okay.
Started the game, so we will
Get a game going. Everybody come on down to the Royal Card Club in Austin. Come play some cash with us. You've got the owner here. Take some money. Don't take too much, though.
And you can get on the live stream if you come down and play in the other game. It's on the live stream. You can go up there and get your
name on the list. Right. Absolutely. Get your face out there. Love it. You know, I find it funny, so I asked, you know, we did a little bio on all of the players, and the common theme is that Texas poker is way better than Vegas poker. They said, I've got quotes here that say, Vegas is a bunch of nits, Vegas is too tight, Texas is loose and where it's at.
It is way different, for sure. Poker here is like a different game.
It definitely is.
A 1-3 game here plays like a 10-20 game in Vegas.
Absolutely.
I mean, huge pots.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yep, the pots are certainly bigger in Texas. The gambling is probably bigger in Texas than you find in most of the Vegas games.
Well, one of the things here in Texas,
of the dealers is much greater here in Texas.
Yeah, we love that. We love our dealers being taken care of.
Right.
One of the things they do in Texas is bomb pots. And I did discuss that with a lot of the players, who likes it, who doesn't. Almost every single one of them loves bomb pots. And a bomb pot is just, you know, you put chips in before you're even dealt cards. Everybody puts 20 bucks in, 10 bucks in, depending on the table. And then you do double board PLO.
Are they doing bomb pots tonight on the live stream?
We aren't, unfortunately. We were trying to do that. There was a little mechanical glitch with the table, so we'll have that moving forward. But normally bomb pots are played at the dealer change, and it's just creates a ton of action. So we will bring that to you in future live streams for sure. All right, Dirty Dan's still up on the top of our leaderboard. He's up 380. Tony's 221, and Nick is up 132. Well, I hope you have an awesome day out there, or awesome night out there. Hope you make lots of money.
Thanks,
You'll get to play those bomb pots. I'm definitely in for that when I get out there. We're going to have a few other people in the booth. I think we're going to bring our brand new GM, Justin, to talk with us as well.
Bomb pots are starting to make their way elsewhere too. I mean, even the WSOP this year had a bomb pot.
Really?
Yeah.
They had a bomb pot bracelet event?
Yeah.
Stop.
They did.
Wow.
So I think it's going to become more and more prevalent because they're such fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we have straight up bomb pot games where it's just bomb pots, or a round of each where we do a little, you know, no limit and bomb pots. Kind of bringing the PLO into the game. More and more players are learning PLO, I think. And it's just action. They love action here in Texas.
Bomb pots definitely do bring action.
Yes, yes. Action with a capital A. It's definitely what our players like today. Oh, I totally thought Dirty Dan was going to like raise with something like 2-4. I don't know if he was late or not. I know I had asked them all about their hands that they like to play. And
really?
we've got, we've got 10-8 of spades, 9-10 suited, lots of 9-10 suited.
Who doesn't like 9-10 suited?
I mean, I'd rather have 6-8 suited or 3-5 suited more than 9-10 suited. from a tricky standpoint.
Right, from a tricky standpoint.
Yeah.
If you hit it, it's less likely to be no.
You're
but-
going to make something,
Right.
especially me as a woman. They're never seeing me raise 3-5 or 6-8 suited. 7-9. We got a 7-9 here. 9-10 suited. 6-9 suited. Dirty Dan says he can't lose with it. He loves 6-9 suited.
Just says in 2 different spots.
Dirty Dan plays a lot of games. He plays mixed games, Big O, 6-card high, PLO. Most of the players here tonight are strictly no limit players. We've got a couple PLOs, but most of them play between 1-2, 1-3, a couple 2-5ers. So
I think that's pretty standard around Texas everywhere.
I think
1,
so.
2, 1, 3, kind of the most popular games.
Yeah. Well,
The big
and especially
clubs.
when it's this big.
Right, right.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know in Texas, college kids can play? 18.
They can in some clubs, like
They-
our club they can play. in,
Yes, they
for sure.
can.
Other clubs here they can't, but
Yeah.
our club they can.
Well, we're trying to have some of those poker leagues that are in. So a lot of the colleges have finance,
That's how you
right?
started.
Finance degrees, trade. People who want to go into trading and finance have poker clubs.
Right.
So we're hoping we're going to get a little poker club action from them. Maybe we'll pit a couple of the colleges against each other.
I think that's a great idea. You could even have the fraternities against each other.
Yeah. Oh, there you
'Cause Some
go.
of those frats are
And
pretty
sororities.
large. Oh,
Don't forget those sororities.
sure. Of
Heck
course.
yeah. Let's get the, ooh, let's play the fraternities against the
sororities.
sororities.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Hey,
That
listen,
would- That would be fun.
we'll put on any league together. We even let people host their own games here. Like if you have an organization or like a company that wants to do kind of a poker night out,
Right.
we'll host a game for you. See, we're just doing whatever it takes to make it better for you, Larry. Nice, easy road.
I've been down a few roads in my life, and some have been easy. This one does not fit in that box.
No,
very well.
but this is a fun one.
It is a fun one.
All right. Ooh, Queen 9. Queen 9 and Ace 10.
Suit.
Heads up, suited. I want to get a shirt that says SOOOTED. What do we got? Hits his queen.
Got a back door and top pair.
Mm-hmm. See, there's that PLO mind of yours, thinking backdoor clubs, because you're thinking
It was a back door
PLO.
straight too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And now there's a cut shot and top pair.
Top pair takes it.
I'm gonna add 200.
I think I heard an add 200. We had a pretty decent mix of starting stacks. Some people were kind of middle of the road. Some people like to max it. What do you think when you play cash?
I think it's always better to max it when you start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if you hit it good, you want to get paid.
You
off
want
as well
full
as you can.
value?
Right,
Gotcha.
Right. So I'm pretty much on the side of maxing it. In this case, in much bigger games, maybe not so much.
Okay. How about PLO though? A lot of people with PLO, they like to buy in shorter, get it doubled up,
Right.
especially with these bomb pots.
Right. Right. That's a little different.
Mm.
And it depends how confident you are with your PLO game.
Yes.
Which is not mine.
Or your luck game. If you think you're a lucky player, just
Luck
get
is
it
always
in.
good. Can't argue with luck.
Mm-hmm. Nick raises ace 8. Tony calls 7-8 suited. Queen 4 for Dirty Dan. Queen 4 suited. Oh, look at this. Jack Deuce calls.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
And D-Wax just says, okay.
Yeah, you had that ace.
There we go. 2, 4, 6. Way to a flop. Got to feel confident about your hand there.
You're cooked.
Come on, put a jack or a 10.
That is
Nobody.
certainly an
Oh,
interesting shot.
JMP has straights. He has spades and the straight draw.
Okay.
Top pair for T300, whoever that is.
Mm-hmm.
5-4, not so much. Ace
Pair
8,
with 7-8.
pair with 7-8.
Dirty Den. I was just going to say, is Dirty Den going to backdoor diamonds? Oh, and Tony's got Trip 8s now.
And so's Nick, with a better kicker.
Yes.
It could be a bad ending coming up.
Right. Let's see. I want to see what Dirty Dan does with his diamonds now. Oh, he's there.
That's a pretty wet board right there, so you can't go too crazy.
No. True. True. Can't go nuts. Although, you know, it's Texas.
True.
We get it in big. Big. Ooh.
Check.
No change there. Now let's see what the 8s do.
Winner, Nick.
We've got Nick and Tony.
Nick checked.
125. I could have did that. First one in wins. Ain't that what it is? I'll limp out of here. Fold. Go home, ask my mom for money. Fold.
Oh, just call. Okay. I wasn't sure if he was going to try and check raise there.
Straight.
Yeah. Kicker plays and he takes it down.
Yeah, there could be boats, there could be all kinds of
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like this.
For sure. I mean, you're never feeling that confident on boards like that.
I'm
like
not
you
sure
said.
I could have checked that.
Well, if
I
you
might
think
not
you're
be
up
able to
against
check.
an aggressive enough player,
Right.
and he had what, 4 or 5 people behind him still.
Right.
So
Good to know.
you think somebody's got to take a stab at it. That would really suck for him if nobody did. But again, in Texas, I don't know too many people that we're just going to check it down. So
No, six-handed is never going to get checked down to the
no.
Not happening here.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, fold on 6, call on 7, call fold on 8, call on 9. Raise to 35, C4. Fold C4.
Lucas. Lucas is a big Skywalker fan.
Obviously.
Yes, and he has a little Luke Skywalker on his chip stack,
35.
his card protector, his chip protector. We had talked about
I'm done with it.
doing streams as characters, and he said he wanted
Right, I
to
remember
do
that.
Luke.
Right.
Yep. So we want to make him the biggest local celeb. 'Cause he is a wonderful person.
Interesting mix of hands here.
Mm-hmm.
Going to flop.
Check.
Luke Skywalker is definitely ahead.
Yeah. I don't know how these people are making pairs. I haven't had a pair in a month.
I know, it's tough sometimes.
Yeah. Tony bets. Lucas calls.
Check C4. That's 60, C7.
Tony's still firing.
No time to raise.
No.
I'm just calling.
The 2 spades out there. I'm not
Yeah,
sure,
that's what I was
I'm
thinking.
not sure I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten lucky.
Wow, and he checked it again.
125.
125.
If it works this time.
See, if you're going to call at this point, then you should have raised on the turn.
Right. Well, there is something to be said about if you think you have an aggressive enough player that they're just going to keep
was it
firing,
125?
you want those chips in the pot,
Right,
right?
yeah, for
But what happens if that's a spade,
Nah, you
you
got it.
know?
Right.
I'm just trying to push it all over.
Ah,
Okay.
nice.
When's your birthday, John?
Lucas takes
Oh,
it
he can.
down.
It's a nice pot.
That was a good one, for sure. Yeah, I think that's part
Wanna give it
of,
up?
you know,
Times 2.
when do you check raise your opponent and when do you not. The
44.
goal is to get the chips, but you also don't want to get blown off a hand either, right?
Right.
So
I think
there's
it would have been
so
a spade
much.
there.
He did. It's,
He's going to check for sure.
Oh, okay.
And then when I don't know who the other player was, bet something big, he may be blown off that hand.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of times, you know, I tell people when I do my teaching tables, I tell them your brain should hurt when you play this game because there's so many levels to be thinking about. What happens when this card comes? What happens once that card's come? What happens if he check raises me? If you're just straight up playing your cards on the board,
You don't get very far.
no, exactly. Could be fun. Could be a night out, an expensive one.
was it weird number 36? I think that's right.
Math
Oh,
isn't
see
good.
one.
Lucas likes to play pots. Dirty Dan with sixes raising.
Yes.
Can't see, can't do math.
Raise C2. 141.
So Troy is T300.
Fold.
Troy raises with a 7-8 suited.
Yeah, I'm trying to get caught up on it.
Dirty Dan's definitely going to call, I think. Luke, I'm not sure.
141.
He just calls.
Call from suited.
Not sure if
Fold
Lucas wants to get involved in that.
No.
You don't want to be in the middle of these two of them.
C2.
Not with a hand like Jack 10.
Oops.
Yeah.
Needs his cards back now.
Uh-huh. Can't be that outcome
Needs his cards
bias.
back now.
He knows he makes the right fold, but it does. It sucks when you fold the hand and you're like, oh, I would have hit. Well, you still made the right fold.
Got 110 from C2.
Now, I don't know how often Dirty Dan and Troy play against each other, and this is one of those dynamics where you know your opponent is c-betting such a big range. Your sixes might be good, your ace high might be good, and it's like, are you playing the player or the cards at this point?
Obviously, if you know the player, that's going to be a big factor in your decision right here.
Mm-hmm.
Because clearly there's nothing for him on that flop.
But there's also reverse of that when you're playing the player. Right?
Yeah.
He just gets to take it down and wants to show the bluff.
We're about to start the burger here.
Oh, you guys can't do it.
Wants to show the bluff. What do you feel about showing the bluff?
I don't do it normally.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if I'm a long time at a table, like at the WSOP at the main, if at the same table people for a long time, then I might show it one time just to make them think a little bit.
Mm.
But normally, if I'm playing
But I was
Yeah.
gonna find out real fast if you had a jack or a king.
All right.
I think if he has a jack or a king, he's not folding there.
Look at this.
I think it's good to know what your image is at the table and then play to that, and then you
Right.
can play around it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Fold C7. Fold.
Well, and I think, too, that's another level of when these players play against each other. They do know, and I don't know whether the two of them have really
Right.
played a lot together, but when you know your player, you know they have that ability to bluff or that ability to just keep firing. Then it's like, then they might have it the next time. You
Right,
know,
yeah,
you
of
still
course,
have to
of
always be
course.
leery of that.
Every dog has his day.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
10.
Backdoor stuff going on.
10.
Ah,
What are you gonna do for
I
your
mean,
birthday?
backdoor clubs. Or
Well,
eights, not
straights.
really.
Two backdoor
Gotta
straights.
go run runners. Yeah.
What event?
Nothing's easy on this one.
Dad's casino.
Somebody's just gotta
It's all gone.
go for it. Yeah. Oh, up
Where is
7.
Leander.
Where?
You want
wanna
to
know
get Justin
the
in here?
Yeah, let's bring Justin in. I'm gonna kind of give him a heads up to come in here. And then just hold on one second. Let me turn the. There you go. Thank you so much for coming in with us. I hope you have a
course,
great time
anytime.
tonight. All right. Come in and say hi to Larry when you're here at the Royal Card Club.
Do you really? Oh, that's right.
Call from C7.
Raw?
Fold. Fold. Call from C3. Call from C4. Call from C6. Don't make it to it. Check from C4. Bet 20 C8. Fold C1. Call from C3. Fold from C4. Bet this one third. Check from C8. Bet 50 C3. Call from C8. Bet it to the river. Check from C8. Bet 125 C3.
You liar.
I love you, Dirty.
You liar. I know.
You went to store, Justin?
No, he was a little bit over. Okay.
Can you get that forward for me a little
Maybe
bit?
I was.
What?
Just get it forward a little bit for me over the last second.
He graduated 96.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Straddle 6.
Well, we've got Justin Davis in the booth with us. Thank you so much. I'm happy that you're here.
C9 3.
Thanks for coming in. Justin is our new GM here at the Royal Card Club. We are excited. It's his first live stream here. We're all getting it off tonight. It's going super smooth. He knows most of these players, I think. So welcome, welcome.
Thank
Are
you
you
so much,
having
Lisa.
a good time?
I am. I'm glad to see so many people coming out and supporting us tonight and getting in on the action. Do know quite a few of these players. Play with them quite a bit, so it's good to see exactly the crap they play when I, now I get to see how they play.
This is the good thing about live stream. They were just talking about, oh, well, you can see it in a little bit whether I have a jack or not. That's one of the things, Larry and I were talking about when you play against players that you know, the dynamic there when there's a raise or a continuation bet, it's like, well, wait a minute, does this player really have that? And you know that he knows that you know, and it goes into all of these levels, and sometimes it just gets super crazy. But
yeah, me, I just prefer to just click buttons and push and pray and see what happens on the river.
Right, a little bit of finger crossing. Well, we did start talking about bomb pots, and how the action here in Texas, they just love to get it in, and these games are so much bigger than back home. Now, Justin and I have been friends for over 20 some odd years from back east.
I didn't want to get dated tonight, but sure, that's fine.
It's all right, they can't see us. But we've been in the game a long time.
Yes.
And I will say, everybody, I've heard all the things about Texas poker, and I just kept saying, nah, can't be. And I get out here, and it's,
Oh, these bomb pots are absolutely unreal. I mean, I came out here the first time I played a bomb pot. I was like, oh, this is great. This is just straight gambling. And then by about 3 months in, I'm calling my back. They're like, hey, we need to resend and re-up.
This might not be such a great decision. Yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic. And Larry and I were talking about, how the WSOP this year had a bomb pot bracelet event.
I did
What
not
the
know
heck?
that.
I did not know that either.
A Texas player had to win that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it, though. I think, the more games and opportunities and whatever we can bring into this sport that we both love so much is a good thing. I did tell the viewers before that we're not able to do the bomb pots tonight, but we will be doing them in future streams.
Absolutely.
For sure.
We want everybody to see the carnage, get it out there.
Yes, definitely. But speaking of, you know, tell me, how are you feeling back now that you're here at the Royal, taking on this role? What are your thoughts? What's been happening?
I love it. I love the people here. I love the support that I've gotten from the community. So I moved out here about 3 years ago. Was working somewhere else, and built a pretty decent friendship with a lot of people, both on the felt and off the felt. And when I had the opportunity to come over here and pretty much fulfill my dream job, that a lot of that support came with me, and it felt good. So again, like, you know, tonight a lot of these are friends of mine and people that I've known for a long time and I hang out with outside of here. So it's been a good experience, and I love being here. And our goal here for the Royal, or my goal, is that I want this to be the cheers of the poker rooms.
Yes.
I want everybody to come in here. I want everybody to know each other's names. We have the "Hello, my name is" stickers up at the front desk for you, if, you know, so we can help get to know each other. And
love that.
We want it to feel like a home game almost again. We want you to come in and feel comfortable, relaxed. You know, we'll have games on TVs. We'll have some fights on the TVs and everything else, and really kind of support support the local. Like, we really want to get involved with, you know, the colleges and the local sports teams and everything else that we can. So we really want to turn this into a local, you know, environment.
Right. Well, and we've talked from day one. You know, Larry and I have always said that we want to be a room that gives back to the community and is part of the community. We have a big soft spot for CASA. Larry and I are both CASA volunteers and have worked with the organization, and you know, we want to be able to give back. We want to be able to run some tournaments in the future and use them as fundraisers to help our local shelters, our local casas, other local businesses. We want to get out there and meet these people.
So as you say that, John, actually in the 8th seat, me and him run a dads group together. We are Cedar Park Leander Dads. We have almost 3,000 members at this point, and we do a lot with the community. Right now we are building for Dads for Dads, basically, where we help raise money to support dads in whatever areas they need. We've done charity walks in the past to help Hill Country Community Ministries with their food pantry. We do an annual Toys for Tots 3-on-3 basketball tournament to help for Toys for Tots. I'm sorry. So it's the same thing like that. And John actually on our Dads Group page tonight, he actually said that if he won any money, that he was going to donate it for Dads for Dads.
Oh, that's awesome.
So again, we're all about giving back to the community and working within the community and getting out there.
Fantastic.
Anybody play golf?
Definitely a big. Oh, JMP just asked if anybody plays golf. We know Lucas loves golf. He loves.
So
golf.
JMP, John has actually. I think he's only played like twice.
But the first time was so embarrassing.
That's what I'm saying. He is learning, but he's when he learns something, he goes full barrel into it. He is. That's what I love about him.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, the other thing we have out here, we were talking about bomb pots and mixing it up. Justin has brought to the Royal a racehorse. So the racehorse, kind of walk them through how the racehorse is different than the bomb pot.
So for our 1-2 games and even our 2-5 games, you can do a racehorse over a bomb pot on the dealer changes. So for that, it would be $5 increments from either $5 to $25 on the 1-2, and I believe we said 15 to 50. I believe it was 15 to 50 on the 2-5 game that you can do a racehorse, and it gives it again is a single board, PLO. You deal out everybody, and then you just randomly flip over. Each person will flip over a card. The next person has to beat the person's card in front of them, and so on until the entire table. And then whoever happens to win. Back home, we used to, when I say back home, back in New Jersey and Philly, we used to call them flips. And here they are Texas racehorses. So we now have them as an option as opposed to just bomb pots on the dealer changes.
Nice. Nice. We see here at the Royal, we give any reason to have more action because, you know, we just don't have enough action in the game. Casper's dealing some definitely dealing some hands. I couldn't get over how many ace kings.
Speaking of action, we
Right?
are, what, 6 ways here to the flop?
6 ways on a 1-3, right?
It
1-3.
should be, yeah, but I believe
Pot
we're
was
playing 1-3.
$72. Gotta love it.
And some of these holdings are pristine. I like the old teacher Darren Dwags here with the 6-4 suited pre.
Oh, it's Dwags. See, he didn't tell me that. I didn't have
Yeah.
that. I was saying D-Wags.
Same thing. D-Wag, Dwags.
All right.
I may be reading it wrong, but I know him as Darren.
All right. I was asking for nicknames. I know, like Dirty Dan. He was giving me his nickname earlier.
Dirty is an
JMP.
absolute local crusher. I mean,
Nice.
he has a final table cam that he does on his Snapchats and Facebooks, and he probably makes 3 to 4 final tables a week.
That is amazing.
He just went out to the WSOP this year, and I believe he went 8 for 13
8
for cashes.
for 13 he did.
That is amazing.
That was a phenomenal feat for him, and he was telling me he did the freeze out, the mystery bounty. I think he did a Big O tournament. He's a
Yeah,
big mixed game player.
He plays it all, and he
Yep.
plays it all well. He, I believe he played the Colossus, the
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
He did a PLO event.
Can I give him 20 now?
Yeah, he did a lot.
So hold on one second.
Give money out. Give money over on stacks.
Put 100 reds in your pocket, pull the black out.
Straddle 6.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. We were talking about, we were talking
Easy
about
to
there.
do when we're talking action, right?
Yeah, action. I'm
All
watching
of
these
the things
hands
that
and-
Dirty Dan is playing.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Casper has dealt more ace kings in, I don't know, half hour or so.
Well, I mean, we
And they've even made some.
that's what we actually found him in a back parking lot somewhere, and I said, hey, we have a job offer, and he jumped right on it, and he seems to be filling in pretty well.
Listen, I liked him. He told me, so I was asking him to fill out one of those player bio kind
Yeah.
of things, just so I could talk a little bit about him. And one of the questions we ask is, what's your favorite hand and why? His favorite hand was 6-4, and I said, oh, why is that? He says, because I play bad. I love
An
it.
honest poker player is a beautiful thing.
I love that
He's-
somebody can actually admit that they play bad,
He's
right?
actually a very good pool player too, believe it or not. I've known Casper for a little while. I've met him playing pool, and he's worked in a couple of the card rooms around the area, and so when I had the opportunity to see if I can bring him on staff, and
Nice.
it was a great deal for all of us.
Awesome.
So-
Yes, he's doing a great job tonight. He did say when he's not crushing at the poker table that he likes to play pool. Love that. Now, he's another one. I think they all said, Vegas is tighter.
Oh yeah.
Way more conservative. There's no way. But you know what's funny? My friend Maureen says the same thing about Europeans. She's from Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And she says the Europeans play way looser than the Americans. She says she gets to Vegas and she's like, where's all the action?
In the meantime here, John's sniffing out a good possible bluff here from Dirty, calling with the ace high on the turn. When Dirty's looking to go, he was looking to go runner. See if John
Gotta
can
do
sniff
something.
it out. If I know John, those are going right in the muck. And there they go.
Oh,
That was a good play by Dirty.
and you know what? I even said that before. Dirty on his seat says, on his sheet, when we ask what his favorite hand is, he says 6-9 because I
course
can't
it
lose.
is.
He says he literally wrote down because I never lose with it.
There it is.
There, proof.
As far as we know, as far as I've seen so far tonight, he's 1 for 1.
He's 100%.
There it is.
He's 100% accurate. The first poker player to usually be accurate with his stats.
So Nick looked like he's taking a little bit of a beating. John's doing okay. Basically standing right at the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. We've got back-to-back Nicks, and I see we've got Nicholas up on 1. So that's Nicholas Fisher, right?
Yeah, I believe Nick
is
Wynn is seat 4, and Nicholas Fisher is seat 5.
So Nick Wynn is winning.
Yes. No, I don't think he is.
Well,
I think
he's
with the-
winning compared to the
Yeah.
Nicholas Fisher.
At this point, I'm just full.
Larry and I were talking about
As straight as
Lucas and his Skywalker. Well, he always brings that on his chip stack. He loves it.
It's hard to get into.
Listen, if that's what he needs, and a little bit of the force gets him through the hand, then even better.
He loves it. Definitely loves to play.
Absolutely,
Happy that he's here.
He is our regular Friday night guy. He's here exactly at 5:30. Stays through, and we try to get as many games around him as we can.
For sure. I'm surprised Rick isn't here.
Rick is another one of our regulars. I believe it's Lucas's brother-in-law. We miss him tonight. I think his fiance or wife or girlfriend. It's a girlfriend. Okay.
Girlfriend.
I believe that she just had a very important test for her career and
Yes.
was able to pass it. So they're probably out celebrating.
Oh,
so
nice.
congratulations to
Love
Rick.
that. Congratulations. Yes, she's been studying her butt off for weeks, and that's awesome.
We love to celebrate our locals and our regulars. There's another player who's not here tonight, a friend of mine, Seth Green, who is playing, is studying for the bar.
Nice.
And so once he passes that, I might need him as a secondary lawyer, and then but he'll be here playing much more often too. So
Awesome,
good luck to him, and everything works out.
He was in here. I remember meeting him the other night. Good luck, Seth.
Well, you're
We
supposed
need you to
play
pass the bar. You never know. We might need you
5'8".
here.
10-7. Who folded 10-7?
I was
That's my
just going to
favorite.
say, what the heck?
That is my favorite hand. Don't
I
you
know
ever
you're
fold
not
it?
folding it.
No, I'm not
Absolutely.
folding most of them, honestly.
Exactly.
Keep the.
All red. Oh, okay. D-Wag's got some spades here.
Fold on 4, call.
Fours. Did you see the fours before? It's set for Dirty Dan.
No, I did
Flopped a
not.
set against Top.
I've been out there fielding calls and doing everything we can. We're
Working. See?
Hey, listen,
Justin's
anybody's
working hard here.
Anybody that's out here watching right now, come on down. We're going to get a must-move table going. Seats open up. We can put you right on the live stream, and
Absolutely.
this way like Lucas said, his grandmother from Germany's watching him right now. So if you have family from across the world, you can
I love that.
let them show how bad you guys play poker.
I love that. Oh, look, all the red. Two
Dirty.
pair, hard draw. Not a
Dirty.
Nicholas miss.
Yeah, Dirty's not going anywhere.
No. Larry and I were talking about, the check raises. I was a little surprised before on some of them. I thought these guys would be a little more aggressive, but on those check raises, you have to be super careful, especially we had a really wet board before.
Yeah.
And it's like you want to check raise your draw sometimes, but not when you know you're not going to get them to fold sometimes.
That's the joy of this game. I mean, to some people, GTO is the way to play, and for others, it's an old car.
Yeah, definitely not a fan of all the math. I suck at math.
The infamous dirty laugh.
Yeah, one time to show you the nuts. Well, almost the nuts. Nice hand, nice hand. Oh my.
Oh, somebody has out.
Didn't learn their mic check yet. We'll have to fix that for next one.
Look over there.
We have a good group of characters here.
Yeah.
D-Wags is a local teacher,
Nice.
so he gives back a lot to the kids. He loves spending his time down the shore. I know that. So to get him out here during the summer is I'm used to calling it the shore. I know what I'm talking about. But
Yes.
so to anybody that's not from the East Coast, the shore is the beach.
Yes.
So I know Darren likes to spend a lot of time down in Port A, and spends most of his summers out there.
Nice. Okay. Yes, I have not been able to do too much. I was at the Lake Travis.
Okay.
Was out there. Brought my daughter up to the Oasis. Was a restaurant.
Oasis,
Overlooked.
amazing
Beautiful,
views,
absolutely
food.
gorgeous.
We'll just stick with the amazing views. We'll stick with that
Listen,
much.
Michaela kept saying that food was terrible, drinks were terrible. Lexi and I said, well, we're not going to listen to that. We went, we had a great meal.
Oh, it's amazing.
I don't know what y'all were ordering, but in Texas, there is a lot of people that are very adamant about their tacos and their barbecue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm not good enough to know.
It's
I'm
the same
just not
as
good
it's the
enough.
same as back east, where
Pizza
and cheesesteaks for
bagels.
me, and so around here everybody has their barbecue preference, and I like a lot of them. I'll tell you this much: Lazy G's makes an amazing brisket burger and really good brisket.
Awesome.
Also, his barbecued mushrooms
I
might
wanna
be
try
one.
them.
Oh, it's amazing.
I need them.
He's over there at the Good Lot in Cedar Park. So I mean,
Okay.
if anybody gets a chance to get out that way, Lazy G's barbecue is really good.
I definitely need some fried mushrooms.
Yes, barbecued mushrooms.
Barbecue. Well, they're fried though too, aren't they?
I don't think they're fried.
Oh, listen, Lazy G's, we need to fry them. 'Cause I like anything fried.
Garrett, if you're out there watching tonight,
Fry those
fry your mushrooms.
Barbecue mushrooms. Love it. Let's see, Ace 5 and 10 Jack. When are you taking another one? He's happy. Now Tony was telling me he and Dirty Dan used to play a lot together back in the day.
That's what I heard them speaking earlier. I actually haven't met Tony.
Okay.
He was brought in. I guess he saw our advertisements through our stream, and
Nice.
I mean, so on our Facebook we post our daily events. We also have a Telegram chat.
Yes.
So one of the things we do with Telegram is it's a channel, not a chat, which allows us to go ahead and reach out to a mass amount of people. But since it's a channel, nobody can know who else is in the chat.
Right.
It's not like those old school annoying game texts that you would get. And so we send out an announcement.
And nobody else gets your phone number.
Yeah, nobody gets your phone
Nobody
number.
gets your phone
It's
number,
everything's
your stats.
secure. So we send out one, maybe 2 messages a day, basically just telling you what the game is going to be tonight, or what promotions we're running, or
Exactly.
also we don't allow anybody else to respond on the channel. So this way you're not going to have a whole bunch of people like, oh, I beat you in that hand last week, and
Right.
next thing you know, your phone's going crazy all day
Yeah,
long, because nobody likes
exactly.
that. That's the reason why everybody mutes the game texts. So we created the Telegram channel, and it's posted on all of our social media. So if anybody out there wants to join the Telegram channel and get our daily updates, please feel free.
Absolutely. Get on all of our social media. We've got all kinds of content. Like we said earlier, we've got this Lips weekend coming up
Lips
for
with
the
I am
ladies.
so
and
excited for Lips.
same.
It is going to
It's
be
gonna
an
be
amazing
awesome.
event.
Yep.
We are having
Lupe's excited. All the ladies coming. Lupe was telling me she's got people coming from Seattle, flying in
yeah,
from
absolutely.
Seattle. I'm hoping they're flying in from all over.
coast to coast, from New
Yep.
York, Chicago, Seattle,
We're
all of our
excited.
Texas, hometown Texas ladies.
And them ladies like to play cash, so we want the men here too. We need those cash games going. We all want to play.
Absolutely.
So hopefully it'll be a very big weekend. Looking forward to it. That's August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And also, so you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. I think we have a TikTok, Twitter. Our website is the Royal Card Club. We are Royal Card Club at Austin. So I think up on the stream we will have our link for our website. You can see it there. But yes, follow us on all the social media. We want more friends, more followers. How about this challenge? Should we talk a little bit about the challenge, or do we want
So the challenge is the challenge is
tease it a
being
little
tweaked
bit.
a little bit, but
Yes.
pretty much what's going on right now with the challenge is the main thing that we are doing is we are giving away a seat to play on Hustler Live Casino for their Monday night event.
Max Payne Monday?
Max Payne Monday, that's what it is.
This
and
is an unbelievable. If you like poker, you want to go to Hustler Casino Live, you know it. You talk about crazy action. And let's talk a little bit more what we're giving them.
So what we are giving them is round trip airfare,
Yep.
hotel, food vouchers or money for food, and we are also giving you two $2,000 bullets, or however you want to break it down.
$2K,
We're giving
exactly.
so we're giving out 4,000 total buy-in to play
That's
on
real
Max
money.
Payne. Max
Real
Payne
money,
Monday.
people.
So you can break down the buy-ins however you want to buy it in. Whatever you win, you keep. Just basically what we need is we need you to get out there on the social medias, like, share, follow, and the main thing is become a member. As soon as we have 500 members, we will be doing a random drawing for the winner. For every, I believe, 2 hours you play, you get 5 raffle tickets.
You come in the
So-
club, you will become a member, and if you play 2 hours, you get 5 raffle entries into this drawing.
So this way, like I said, we're going to go ahead and then send one lucky viewer, fan, player, send them out to Los Angeles
Ryan
on us.
Feldman's waiting. Max Payne Monday, they are waiting. They know about the challenge. We are going to get you out to Hustler Casino Live, play on Max Payne Monday. $4,000. Freaking, I wish I could win this.
Absolutely.
$4K to go crazy with. You make money, that's on you. You get it.
You are the loose cannon
Exactly.
representing the Royal.
Yep.
So-
We have our own loose cannon heading out to Max Payne Monday. Yeah.
And Ryan will take good care of you guys. I actually known Ryan for years. I used
He's
to work with
awesome.
him or deal with him over at Parks in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. So
Yes, he is a great guy. He was excited to hear about the challenge, and we're excited to send somebody there. So come into the Royal and play those hours, get those entries, or like, follow, share in the challenge, and you'll get entries for those as well. We are excited.
so we just had Skywalker with his patented slow roll. So anybody that's been watching, that is not intentional. That is not anything like that. He takes a second to process and always flips his cards over later. He is not intentionally slow rolling, vetoing anything like that. That is not his style.
I
but
told
it is,
everyone he's only 4 months into playing this game.
Yes.
He is still new, still reading boards, and so it is
so
definitely
it's
not
a
intentional.
little slower than normal, but we've come accustomed to the patented Skywalker slow roll.
Yeah.
And so, some other people aren't quite there yet.
It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, he's so great.
There's just too much value. Too much value to it.
Well, and I like how they do it, like they have the flights during the week, so you don't have to like commit on a Saturday and play a Monday. So what do they just play down to a certain percentage, I guess? And that's how.
I think 12% gets paid, 5% goes on. Addictive. I'm doing a 1K tournament too. You see that?
That Art of Pilfer one was like 150,000 prize pool, right?
Can't wait to start getting our
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube followers
That's personally
and
motivated,
see what's going to be chit-chatted about in chat. Maybe we'll get lots of subscribers once this goes. We hope this is going to become a regular thing for everyone.
Absolutely, we will.
We'll
Our
get people
next.
out here to play on it.
Did you tell them about our next stream?
We did, well, I discussed having the Lips tour,
Yes.
the meetup game for Lips. Absolutely. We're going to be doing the cash game, live stream on that. And also the live stream final table is happening on that Sunday.
Absolutely.
Friday will be the meetup game where we're going to do the live stream. Is that going to be a 1-2, 1-3? What do we decide
I don't
for
think
that?
we've
Did
discussed
we
yet. It's
decide?
probably going to be a 1-3.
Okay.
Probably do the same thing, 200 to 1,000 max. We're not going to match the stack, you know.
I think we're going to have some bomb pots on that one.
Oh yes,
we'll have that ready for it.
These ladies are excited to come in for the bomb pots. I will tell you that.
Yep.
So what's going to happen is we're going to do the live stream cash game on Friday, and then on Sunday, like you said, will be the final table of the Lips main event. So with Lips coming out, that is our first Essential Bake tournament series.
Yes, very
And we
excited
will
to
be
have
going
it.
into, from there, we will be going into having a dad's group tournament, which will be our first in-house tournament,
Nice.
which will be on August 17th.
Awesome.
And then that'll actually kick off into where we start running weekly and or daily tournaments. So we'll be running 3 tournaments a week on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We are going to be doing formats that nobody around here does. I don't want to give out too much information
Yeah.
yet because I got to keep them guessing.
Exactly,
but,
exactly.
stay tuned, and we will, definitely get that information
If
out to
you're
you guys.
following us on social, you'll be able to find that information out. Our website, our socials. We're going to tease that information little by little, get people interested. And also, we were talking earlier with Larry about, getting into these areas where people don't realize, I can't get over. I was on a plane with a woman who has lived here her entire life and thought it was illegal that you can't play in a membership club. I said, no. So we have people that don't know that you can play, that it's not around here, and just trying, like people that pass by and don't know that we're here. I'm like, wait a minute, we're on the top floor. How do you not see us?
Absolutely.
So we are here on Ranch Road, 12233 Ranch Road 620 North, up on the top. And we were talking earlier about doing the teaching tables Wednesdays and Sundays, but we're also going to do specific events for people if they want to bring a group in.
Oh, absolutely. So we have two group events that we're looking to do. One is you can host your own game. Come in, you bring your friends, and then we take care of the host. The host will actually be free time, halftime for all your guests. We'll provide a dinner and drinks and everything else. And when I say drinks, beer, seltzer, soda, water. You have to provide your own hard alcohol.
It is a BYOB.
It is a BYOB.
You can leave it here for sure.
And then so we are doing Bring Your Home Game to Us, where we run those specials. And then we also run the Let's Learn How to Play Poker, essentially. So we will run an entire private teaching table where we can teach you the basics of playing poker, the etiquette of playing poker, and then we can host a little tournament afterwards or a little cash game afterwards, and whatever you want to basically kick it off and put your skills to the test and put your new knowledge to the test.
Exactly. And this way, when we do something like the teaching table, and if we run a cash game after, like we did with Lucas's family, we kind of ran a smaller cash game, and I coached them after the hand.
Yes.
I said, listen, I'm not going to coach you during the hand, but at least we can talk through.
Yeah.
Because still, when you're learning, a lot of people still don't know the hand rankings. You forget. We've been in this game a long time.
Yeah.
You and I have been in this game for more than 20 years. You forget what it's like when you're a beginner, and that people do think that if I have 2 hearts in my hand and there's 2 hearts on the board, I have a pair. Somebody told me that. I said, what? They're like, well, I have a pair. I'm like, no. You need 5 of a suit. So it's like, or the straight. They'll think that you can go Jack, Queen, King, Ace, Deuce. They think it wraps around. So again, as we don't remember what it's like to be a beginner, to go through all of these basics with them is exciting. And then they get that bug and they're like, they want to play, but you don't really know everything. So it's like, okay, great. I tell people all the time, you can play this game 50 years and you still don't know everything.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to get people interested in the game.
I'll be honest, I learned how to play with at the kitchen table with my buddy's grandmom growing up. I mean, I would sleepovers at 8 years old, and we were playing for pennies, and we were playing Follow the Queen and Low in the Hole and Crisscross.
Yes, I love Follow the Queen.
So we used to play those games, for years, and like I said, I'm still trying to figure out this game.
All right, we're going to definitely have some action here. Nicholas Ray's with pocket queens.
I will say this. I love Nick's style. This is this V-Pip Ninja of his. He's
so great.
Oh
my gosh. I was
teasing
Larry.
He has not seen 2 cards he does not like, and I love it. Me and him can hang out anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see if he peels one off here. Sizing's not that large that he can't go ahead and see one more. The old 4 at diamonds would be a fun one.
I was just going to say, if a diamond comes, we're going to see some more fireworks. All right, he's got a gut shot.
I think the
not
hand's
as
end
big
here,
of action. Yeah, if it was the 6 of diamonds, would be different. Ooh, he leads.
He has no quit in him. I like this kid.
Wow, he leads.
All in.
All in.
All in. Oh wait, and he has.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's
With
got
only
a short
132
stack
behind,
line,
he's got to stick it
Yep.
in. That's where he's
Not
pushing
folding.
prey.
Yeah. Ooh. He
Yeah.
needs any 4, any deuce, any 3, right?
I think it's going 1, 2, 3.
Oh! Oh,
Three ball
gosh.
corner pocket. I mean,
Oh,
to be
I
fair,
felt
there's
that.
nothing that the pocket queens could have done there. They
No.
they got outplayed, unfortunately. So,
Oh
wow.
my gosh. Nick just leads out, says, okay, well now I'm committed, and just bink. Wow. If you play it, it will come. I keep saying, sometimes you keep betting, it will come. Or, like I like to do, shout really loudly for it.
Yeah.
Beg the dealer.
Oh, I was at it was an event at Brigada. It was a bounty tournament. I was on the final table, and I stood up out of nowhere and just screamed, yes! And everybody turned and looked at me. I go, I'm just practicing. It's okay. And sure enough, I ended up shipping it, so it worked out.
Love it. See, I feel like as women, we don't really get to do the yes or ship it. You can't say ship the sugar, all that kind of stuff. As a woman, it just doesn't play the same way a man does.
So if anybody
That's
here
me
is from
personally, I'm
East
just saying.
Coast, anybody happen to be watching from the East Coast, the infamous Snake. Do you remember Snake?
Oh, yeah.
The old ship it a snake.
Ship it. Yeah.
You could hear that through a poker room just about anywhere you were in Atlantic City, especially at the Taj. Taj Mahal was where dreams were made and broken.
Yes. Rounders made Taj. If you didn't already know the Taj as a poker player, anybody that watched that movie, because I think we all pretty much say that that's the best poker movie. Love Rounders. Deuce 3 King, Rainbow.
Nicholas is just I mean, unfortunately he lost with the queens, but he's kind of a card rack right now.
Yeah.
Queens and then aces. And
Right.
he had, I believe you had that, the king 9 earlier and filled up?
I do think that was him. No. Definitely had some action hands. Not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. I thought we would see a lot more 7-3s. We didn't tell them to play the 7-deuce game.
No, we really didn't get into too many of the prop games that we do allow here tonight. I think we were just kind of keeping it tame tonight, but they're more than welcome to jump in and play any of the games they want. But we do often offer Deuce 7 game. We do the Nick game or the stand-up game that most people play. Higher limit games, they can play what's called Baccarat. So, no, it's not the regular Baccarat if any officials are watching or listening.
We don't do that.
No. But it's another prop game, red blacks. So anything that they can do to kind of get in on the action.
They like those side bets.
Oh, they do. I mean, I've seen some crazy side bets in my day where, fold and holds for $10,000 each.
Oh, my goodness.
Coke on the box when they get they complain.
Lord have mercy.
Lord of mercy.
So
I can't wait for them to all see the stream when they see which hands. That's always fun.
We got them ordering from our lovely Live at the Royal girls. We have Shay and Patty back there helping the gentlemen with their drinks and chips and everything else.
Yes, we have snacks here at the Royal. We always have candy because, I am a candy gal. But we've got candy and chips and crackers. And didn't you have... we had some more stuff coming in today. Oh, they've got some, what's over there? Beer.
Yeah,
Yes.
beer. We have
The
beer,
girls are
seltzer,
giving
soda,
the
wine.
beer.
Like I said.
Yep.
So we need to get the game going a little bit. Maybe we should get some run some shots out there soon.
There you go. That's my favorite. I like my peanut butter and jelly shots, screwball peanut butter whiskey, and Chambord. Anybody who likes to do shots, that's my go-to. It's not the easiest to find.
There we go. Nick's in the action again. He's
Shocker.
limping the button with the old ace deuce.
My man.
Who's the
Keep 'em
straddle?
Where are we at with the straddle?
Jam.
It looks like dirty.
I'm surprised that there's not more raising when they have the straddle, especially with these kind of action players. I mean, I think back home for sure, like if you straddle, you're doing it because you're going to raise.
Oh, yeah. They might still be just kind of warming into everything and,
Could be.
letting
Could
loose.
be. Still trying to get to know everybody.
I've seen some, John Michael's going to, JMP here, he's going to stay in a little longer.
Yeah. Heck yeah, pick up those that heart draw.
And
a pair. I didn't even realize he has a pair.
I would have actually liked to see a raise here from him.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. We really have not seen the raises on these kind of hands. Because if a flush comes, he's not making a lot.
Even better.
Wow.
See what kind of value he goes for here.
Oh, yeah, you remember that?
The please call me nickel or
Yes.
quarter.
Oh,
There it
Dirty
is.
just says, okay.
Show him the bad news, Johnny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Flush draw too.
He didn't mean it.
John hit him
See,
with the
and
you
with
can't
one
ever
of
fold.
those things, right? So if he raises the turn, Dirty's not really going to blow him off of it too much.
No, and that's the thing. Dirty's most likely just a call, and John's probably going to get better value off that ace on the river.
Exactly.
But
that's what I'm thinking. But again, I don't know. Maybe Dirty's aggressive enough to know that he's going to raise him there with a flush draw, thinking his king is good, and just.
Me personally, I don't know. I mean, that's the way I would play, but then there's a reason that I'm over here as in the industry as opposed to playing.
As the GM instead of grinding your butt off
because
again.
if I know how to do it, then I'd be out there. So maybe I'm dead wrong.
Well, I always love when you hear people arguing hands like they're gonna go to the hill to die on it, and it's just like there is no perfect way to play this game, and anybody who says there is lies. I say that all the time. You can't. There isn't a perfect way. It's the player. It's the position. It's the stack. It's the this. It's the that. Ooh, look at these hands. I like this.
There we go. That's a nice size and 2
Dirty.
out of the big.
That's really nice. Especially when you got like 9-10 in there, suited. You want to be in those 4-way pots with 9-10 suited.
Again, me personally, I would probably 3-bet 9-10 suited there out of the small blind as opposed to a flat out of position. But
yeah,
again, I love pumping money into pots for no reason sometimes. So
yeah. Nice.
I said some of these guys have been doing it successfully for quite a long time. Dirty being one of them.
Yeah.
And Tony and.
Yeah, Tony said he was a grinder way back in the day. Actually, I think Tony said he was a professional Madden player.
Really?
I heard him say something.
Maybe.
He was grinding. He was playing professionally. Madden. Yep.
I'll be right
He used
back.
to be a pro Madden player. Okay. Maybe Anthony wants to come in the booth for a bit. Yeah, let's chit chat with Anthony Martino.
There's 40 seating. Yes. Then the race 40 on seating.
I'm gonna bring some Anthony Martino in here. He actually has his own YouTube channel. He's kind of a local celeb.
Look at my stack. I'm real good, huh?
He'll be in here in a minute.
I got one bet here. It's nice to get a piece of it. Wasn't good enough to rip.
I'm just going to take this time while we wait for Anthony to pop in just to shout out to all my local, back home actually, my poker girls back home. I've got a group of them I've been very blessed with from the New York, New Jersey, PA area, and super grateful for them and meeting them in this game that I love. I know some of them are listening. Shout out to Chrissy Bicknell for almost making history. She's an absolute crusher. She just finished the main event in 13th. She is a good friend of mine, and I was so incredibly happy for her. She was an amazing beast on the table. And 13th, nothing to cry about, $600,000. And just congrats to you, my friend. I'm so incredibly happy for you and proud of you. You are an inspiration to women everywhere in this sport. Anthony Martino, hello. Welcome to the booth. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great.
We are
Glad
so
to be
excited
here.
you're here. Thank you so much for coming. I was just saying you have your own poker YouTube channel.
Yes.
Right? Poker Jesus.
With 2 E's and a Z.
Yeah, 2 E's and a Z. Sounds like a dance to me there. So Anthony does a lot more. We were talking earlier about you play a lot more PLO.
I'm more of a
here.
PLO cash game player, although I have been dabbling in the Hold'em streets lately. The PLO out this way plays pretty big.
Everything plays big out here. We were
so
just talking.
that 1-2-5 game out this way can play like a 40-80 sometimes, and Fortunately, I'm not rolled that deep, so sometimes I'll play the 1-2 hold'em, and I'll take advantage of people in the bomb pots.
There you go. Yes, so we've been talking about that all night. These bomb pots out here in Texas are huge. Larry just said that at WSOP this year, they actually had a bomb pot bracelet game. Wait, let's go back to this. We're in a hand all in. Okay, sorry. I didn't want us to miss that there.
Sure, sure.
But they had a bracelet event of bomb pots.
That's awesome.
How crazy is that? So I'm sure someone like you could absolutely take advantage of being that PLO player at the game, because most people really don't know PLO well enough, and yet that's how the action gets created in this game.
Sure,
right?
yeah. In PLO, it's generally a game that you're going to make a lot larger hands because you start with 4 cards rather than 2, so you're going to see more trips, straights, flushes, full houses, even quads. And so that really what generates a lot of the action, and especially when you have hold'em players that are playing PLO, they often assign hold'em strength hands to the PLO hands. So if they make 2 pair or a straight or a flush that isn't the nut flush, they get excited because in hold'em those hands are very strong. Unfortunately in PLO, if you flop bottom set and hold'em, it's great. If you flop bottom set and PLO, it's going to cost you a lot of money a lot of the time. Sometimes it's going to be okay, but you're just going to run into hands that are more nutted a lot more frequently.
Right.
So
tell people that don't know PLO. It changes, the nuts change so frequently. That's how the action gets so big. Kind of walk them through why it gets so big.
Sure. So in hold'em, if you have aces versus kings pre-flop and you get all your money in, you're going to be an 80% favorite. In PLO, if you have good aces against another random hand, you might be 65% equity. The hands pre-flop run a lot closer in equity, so if you take 2 random hands against one another, oftentimes you're going to be 55-45%, a veritable coin flip. That's why it's pot limit. You really want to see flops. That's where the equity is going to change drastically, where you can get players in spots where you're a 70, 80, 90% favorite, or maybe they're drawing dead. There can be instances in PLO where you flop the nuts straight, but you don't have anywhere else to go, right? Your hand cannot improve. It can only get worse if the board pairs, if a flush comes in, and you don't have those draws. So that if there's a ton of action and you just have the nuts straight on the flop, it can be correct to fold because you could be getting free rolled. Someone else could have the exact same straight as you, but they have a redraw. And PLO generally is a game of, the nuts. If you don't have the nuts or you're not drawing to the nuts, someone else probably is. And so it's generally a game that rewards tighter play despite all the action you will see. It's a game where you really want to be cautious because if you're getting it in with the bottom full house, you're going to run into better full houses a lot of the time.
And that is the thing, is people don't realize you have to have the redraw. If you don't have anywhere else to go, like you said, you're pretty much should be folding,
right?
Because
you're
somebody else is drawing to something.
Sure.
So like you said, you can flop the nuts, and somebody has the redraw to a higher straight. Somebody has a redraw to a full house. Somebody has a redraw to the nut flush. You should tell people who are newer to the game. Give me a good PLO starting hand.
So you want cards that are going to work together with one another. You want the best hand in PLO is Ace, Ace, Jack 10 double suited. Now, some people will tell you it's Ace, Ace, King, King double suited because you can make both the sets. The reason I choose Ace, Ace, Jack 10 is because you can make more straights, and at the same time, when you have aces, you want your opponent to have kings. You want them to have a hand that you have dominated and where they might make the second nut flush when you make the nut flush. So you want those cards in your opponent's hand rather than in your own hand. But you want cards that work together, so you want suitedness, you want connectivity, so rundowns such as Queen Jack 10 9. Generally speaking, you really don't want to go much lower than a 5 in your hand. So 8 7 6 5 is really probably as low as I'm going to play, because if you're playing a lot of those lower cards and you make a straight or you make 3 of a kind or something, you're just going to run into much bigger straights and redraws and things like that. So that's, you want cards that work together. Sometimes you can play a hand which may have a dangler, so you can have King, Queen, Jack 3. But maybe you're on the button and it's been limped around and you can see a cheap flop, you've got position, maybe you have some suitedness there, so that can be okay. But if you're facing raises, generally you're going to want to toss hands like
And
that
you
away.
want those higher
Almost hit it in
cards
like 20
for the
minutes.
flushes. You want those suited
Almost hit it in like
cards.
20
Right, yeah, if you're
because
making a
in
10 high flush,
PLO
it can get you into trouble.
Right, and in PLO, you have to use both cards, which the newbies forget.
Correct.
We had this happen a couple times here during cash games in the bomb pots. People didn't know, and they were like, "Yes, I have a flush." And we're like, "No, you
Sure,
have to use
yeah,
both
that
cards."
is,
So
that is definitely
yep.
one of the more common mistakes I see with PLO players, where they're coming from a hold'em background. They're used to being able to play all 5 cards on the board, or 4 cards on the board and 1 card in their hand. In PLO, if you have the ace of hearts and you don't have another heart in your hand, you cannot make a heart flush, because you have to use 2 in your hand and 3 from the board. And so I will see players that will call chasing, trying to hit that 4th heart on the board when they don't have the second heart in their hand.
Right. Oh, look at this. All in ace high. Let's see. Nick doesn't really have anything, so it's not like he's going to call there. But Tony just said, I'm all in.
He's got some backdoors, backdoor hearts, backdoor straight, ace high.
We were talking earlier. I was surprised that we didn't have more check raising happening on some of the draws. And
in the hold'em?
Yeah, I was seeing, normally, and Justin and I were saying, like, maybe they're not being as aggressive as they normally would be, taking it easy here on the stream. I mean, there were a couple spots that were a little iffy and the boards were super wet, but it's just, you see so much action in some of these games.
Sure. I think part of that may be that, I've played on streams before, and oftentimes, when you're just starting out, you're kind of getting a feel for the table, trying to see who's playing a little too loose, who's really tight.
Right.
And at the same time, the cameras are on you, you're being judged. And so that can cause people to kind of deviate from their normal play, where people can't see their hands because they just don't want to look foolish. You don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like an idiot on stream, and so that can cause people to tighten up sometimes too.
Dirty Dan's, it just snap calls the raise. He just called the line with 3-6. He gets in, and now we're going 2-4, 5 way.
This reminds
Kings
me
is hating life right
well,
now.
I lost with Kings against 4-3 yesterday.
Yes.
So I
With
understand.
this flop, it would have been.
And Dirty picks up a gut shot here.
Of course.
Needs a 4.
My goodness gracious. What do we
Nick
got?
does have the gut
got
shot
the heart.
to Broadway, to the wheel, and he does have the ace of hearts as well.
Which in PLO, much easier to rep when you just have the 1.
Sure,
right?
sure.
When you
can
have that nut flush 1 card, easier to bluff depending on the game, less likely in hold'em.
You can definitely run the naked ace bluff in PLO, but you really have to choose your opponents carefully.
Yes.
Because there are players who will call you down with, the 6 high flush because they just don't know any better.
Dirty Dan got out of here. Wait a minute. How?
Well, I mean, there's hearts out there. Even if he hit
I know, but I don't see a bet here. I just saw a check.
Oh.
I might be missing.
Yeah, maybe there was a bet. I'm
So
not
it
sure.
must have been a bet. Okay.
Already did.
I was gonna say, even if he hit his 4, he loses 6-7. So and it could be a heart, so that could be a problem for him as well.
Kings wins.
Yeah, I've played a lot of PLO tournaments with Dirty, and I think he just recently final tabled an event out here. I final tabled one a couple weeks back, so wound up chopping it up 3 ways. Got $2 grand for 3rd, and first place was only 2,200. So we're all super close in chips. So felt good.
We love a chop when it's pretty equal. We enjoy that, getting that max value there for sure. You talk about chops, and when some people are very adamant against it, they're like, "Oh, there shouldn't be a chop," but it's like, wait a second, when you're getting almost 3rd place money, and you don't have to risk, or almost 2nd place money, it's yes, we all want to win, but so many of the tournaments, now I don't know as much in the PLO tournaments, it's the same in Hold'em. Hold'em, you get to a point where the blinds and antes are so high, you're playing bingo. If it's 15, 20 bigs, it's just,
I mean, that's
a crapshoot. No one wants to do that.
So a couple of weeks ago when I made that final table, we're 9-handed, but they're only paying 6 spots. And the chip leader in the game did not want to chop. He did not want to pay a bubble. And, I don't begrudge him for it. I get it. He can use his chip stack and, push people around. I was one of the short stacks. I managed to survive. I busted the player in 8th. I busted the player in 7th. And and then we were in the money, and then when we got down to 4 players, I busted the former chip leader who was against the chops, so he won like $800 and something. If he had taken a chop deal earlier, he would have won a lot more money.
Right.
And then once he was out, the rest of us just agreed to chop it up. But that was actually the
wow. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt that,
Sorry.
but Dirty puts out a nice bet, repping an 8, a pair, any of these things, and Nick just snap calls ace-10.
Well, I mean,
Nick
it's
says,
easy.
I got to read on you.
It's
I don't.
easy. 1,200 and something, so you're winning an extra $700-800, and
Yeah.
for a lot of people, especially with the cost of everything going up these days, the money.
Yeah.
And, for a lot of people, especially with the cost of everything going up these days, the money matters to people.
Absolutely.
We're not all Daniel Negreanu with big sponsorships and
Right.
multi-million-dollar bankrolls and huge houses and fuzzy dogs.
I mean, like I said, everybody wants to win, but at the end of the day, when you don't have to leave your game or your money up to a flip,
Sure.
that's a big deal. That's a win right there.
Oh, yeah.
I know when I first moved to Vegas a few years back, I was playing one of their Friday dailies, which is ridiculous because their $400 event gets like $13K up top.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. And we made it to final table. I had been playing with almost all of them at some point at length.
Okay.
And this is not a brag, but
Sure.
when you're the strongest player at the table.
Sure, yeah, you know.
know who plays every once in a blue moon,
Yep.
who's the first time in my life, I was like, holy crap, this is nice, right?
This is a good spot
As
for me.
soon as we walked over to the table, they wanted to make a deal. And they went to the floor person and said, we want to make a deal. I didn't want to make a deal. I had a good chip stack and I
Sure,
knew I
sure.
was in a spot. And unfortunately, and this is what, being a woman, it's all men.
Okay.
They said to the floor guy, we all want to chop, the lady doesn't want to. Now, what do you think? Do you think I sat there and was like, oh, yeah, okay, I want to keep playing? Of course not. Now I feel like this schmuck.
Oh, you're
who-
being targeted.
Of course. Now I'm just like, well, they all want to chop, which is the dumbest thing on the planet. I should have absolutely stood up for myself and said, no, I don't want to chop.
Sure.
But you get into these spots, and then people will always say, the one who doesn't want to make the deal is the one that
Everyone has to go
targets
after.
or
Right,
goes after, right?
I mean, it's
so it was a mindset for me.
Sure.
And as a woman who teaches poker power and all of this stuff, I'm like, if I would have been doing that job back then, I would have 1,000,000%, because like you said, we very rarely have an edge at the table.
Sure.
And when you do, it's our job to make sure we use it.
Take advantage
and I
of it.
didn't.
Sure,
And
sure.
I didn't. It was the dumbest thing ever. But I mean, it was a decent payday.
I mean,
but
it's,
still.
I mean, that happens with, all male final tables too, where there's like someone who doesn't want to chop and everyone else does. And so they get mad at the person who doesn't want to chop. And that's why I like when, the rooms that do the hidden, everyone's given a vote card and you submit it anonymously.
Who does that?
Well, I don't want
I wanna
to. I don't
do
want to
Oh,
promote.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
okay.
want to promote any competitors.
Oh, I
but-
thought it was like in Vegas. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
no,
No,
it's-
shh, don't tell anybody
Yeah, I don't
else.
want to promote any competitors, but so they hand out like a yes or no card, and they offer you, they say this is what the deal is, the ICM chop or what have you, and then everyone submits their card randomly, and so now nobody knows who voted which way, and they turn them up, and if there's any no's, then play continues, and that
I
way,
love that
way
so
you don't
much.
you don't have to worry about someone kind of targeting you,
Yeah.
for trying to pressure you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, I love that so much. I'm definitely. We are implementing. Where is Justin? Let's make sure we have that here at the Royal Card Club.
I mean, it's a good way to do it.
It is. It for sure is.
Oh, wrong person. I'm sorry.
So, what got you into poker? How
So my father's Italian, and so growing up as a young lad, at family reunions, we'd be playing 5-card draw, 7-card stud. I mean, this is decades and decades ago when I was 12. Rolling dice, playing cribbage. So I grew up with that gambling. We'd bet on horse races and things like that. It's funny. Myself and my two siblings, when we were younger, we taped on VHS a horse race, So we knew the result, and then we got our dad to bet against us on it. We're horrible children. This is probably why he beat us.
That's terrible.
But we deserved it. But yeah, so
that is
that's really what got me into it. And then you know, after the moneymaker boom, obviously in the early 2000s, you know, I started to take poker a little bit more seriously. But I was actually growing up more of a fixed limit player. I was heavy into like Omaha High-Low, you know, fixed limit cash games. I would multi-table that like crazy on Party Poker back when you could still play Party Poker, and the games were so good back then.
Yeah.
And then I learned, you know, you know, Deuce to 7 triple draw and Badusi and Badesi and you know, Raz and Stud 8 and you know all the mixed games. And so that was really. I was never really a no limit or a pot limit player until I got into you know, 2019, where someone said, you know, they thought I would do well in PLO, and you know, I kind of took the dive and it worked out, and you know, it was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I picked it up, and you know, I love the game.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I think that's part of what poker gives us is when you play this game, it does push you out of your comfort zone.
Sure,
it gives you so many of these skills.
Ooh, Dirty hits the 6 on the river, the Dirty River. Nicholas is going to think he's good
with an ace high, of course. He's thinking he's gold.
Nut, no pair, right?
Dirty says, giddy up, I hit that 6.
Oh, he bet $5. Like, because he knows Dirty can't raise without a jack or a 5 there,
That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
That is great.
Dirty getting max value.
He says, I'm just going to keep coming along. Hit my 6.
That's
Love it.
funny.
Love it. So Nicholas said that he's from Minnesota. Minnesota, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He actually, I think his cousin lives around here and was like, hey, go to this card club. They're doing a stream. I was like, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I love that because, you know, it's trying to spread the word out here, getting people to know that the Royal Card Club is here. You know, we were telling people about the promotions we have going on, and we've got the Lips Tour coming up that we're super excited about, and teaching tables, and all of these things. And it's just trying to spread the word. I can't get over how many people out here in Texas don't know that you can play you can play poker here in Texas.
I've talked to a lot of people in the Texas market, and the most common responses I get are, there's poker in Austin, or isn't it illegal, or I'd love to play, but I've never played before, or I've only played in home games, I'd be intimidated, and I don't want to get yelled at for making a mistake. So I love that you guys, you know, offer a teaching table. You know, that's great, because you need newcomers to come into the field and to have an entry point where they can learn without getting their heads torn off by, you know, these professionals who are playing the bigger games.
Yeah.
You know, let people have fun, make poker fun again. I mean, it's a social game, you know.
Poker is so much fun, and just like you said, that's the thing. People are intimidated because they don't want to put their chips out the wrong way, or they don't know how the action is.
We're gonna have some action here. We got Skywalker,
this is action.
Top pair, Dogs with the flush draw, and Nick with bottom
with
set.
Dang.
And Dirty's got the backdoor nut flush draw here, so. And only a $25 bet here, so.
Dirty's calm. Look at this.
Oh,
backdoor
Skywalker
diamonds.
picks up diamonds. He's not going anywhere.
He is going nowhere.
And Dwogs hits the pair.
Yep.
So he's got
now
the
he's got
pair
the pair and the flush draw.
Yep. Dirty gonna get out of here.
What's Nick gonna do with his set?
And all these
he
guys,
bet 75.
All these guys still pretty deep here, so no one wants to stack off just yet. But But Nick cannot be liking how wet this board is, and facing two opponents, he knows any flush comes in, he's in trouble. There's straight draws out there too. He's got to worry about the 6-4.
And did D-Wags just fold it or call? Oh, he did. Yeah, he
Dog's
folded.
got out.
He
And
got
there's
out.
the 4.
The diamonds.
And the diamond, the backdoor diamonds. Oh, no.
Oh. Nick's not going to go too crazy here. He bets 150.
I mean, it is the backdoor flush, so he's less concerned about that.
Right.
But it also puts the one-liner out there with anyone with a 6.
Exactly. Any 6-7 was in there.
And Skywalker just calls.
Yeah, he just calls.
I can't believe he isn't raising there.
Lucas is only 4 months into this game.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot where he needs to take a little more time with his game and think about what could possibly beat me.
Sure,
I think he's just not there yet with his game about saying, well, wait a minute, I might be able to get more value out of here.
Right.
There were a couple times, and, you know, Lucas, as we had said this entire stream, he's our first member ever.
Oh, wow.
And
okay. Very cool.
he loves coming here, and he is new to the game. And we were all playing Bomb Pot one night.
Let me double up one time.
Still doesn't really know much.
Sure.
And we knew he didn't realize the other guy got counterfeit, and that because there was a pair on the board and the guy said, I have 2 pair, he wasn't paying attention because newbie. I made those mistakes, right? And instead of flipping his hand over, he mucked it. So we kind of talked to him later, and it was like, yeah, you know, just expose your hand. Don't be afraid to expose your hand.
We'll read it for you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And I think even that, with newbies, you don't want to do that. And instead, especially with PLO newbies, it's like, just flip your hand over. Because you're trying to read the board, and it's like, let the dealer help you. Cards play.
A few years ago, Phil Ivey on you know, he folded a flush.
He
didn't, you know, he missed it. So even the best in the business can, even the best in the business can make a mistake. So
I was there live. Unbelievable. So I think that's where Lucas didn't raise there, whereas most players are probably going to get a little more value.
For sure, especially where it came in backdoor. You know, so not
now
the
when you
do
that, I always like a min raise there, because you don't want to go too crazy. You want to get paid.
Sure.
But then some people also are like, oh, a min raise just seems like pure value. You might not get paid. So I'm always curious as to what people's thought process is there.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the stack sizes, the pot sizes, you know, what your image is, what your assessment of your opponent is, and, you know, are they considering your image? Are they, you know, factoring that in? Can they get away from it, or do they have to? Will the curiosity kill them, and they have to pay it off? Can you get that thin value? You know.
Exactly. Yes. And I think, you know, when you have one of those players who is the what do we call them? The table captain, or the police, and they just will always call with anything. It's great when you have a value hand.
Sure.
Sucks when you can't bluff them, though. Because they're always going to call.
Dirty pulling the old man coffee routine, limping in, getting Nick to raise the queen 10.
Nice.
Dirty with the old limp re-raise, but not getting any action. Would have had Nick dominated.
Surprised Nick doesn't. Well, 10, maybe more people.
Yeah, maybe if it was suited, he might come along. But
I'm not talking about the hand. I'm talking about the fact that they know Dirty just makes so many moves.
Oh, I
the pot's not really that big enough for him to make a move there with a crazy hand. So maybe that's why Queen 10 just gets away.
I mean, he's under 500 effective here, so it's not like he's sitting on 1,500 or something.
Right.
So.
And what's your thought process of your buy-in? Do you max buy-in? Do you mid?
It depends on the game. It depends on your comfort level.
No, I'm talking you personally.
That's for me as well. If I sit down in a game and I think it's a lot of grinders and tough professionals, I don't want to max buy at all. But if I sit down and there's a lot of fun recreational players and they've got some money that I've got a chance to win and they have deeper stacks, then I'll try to match if I can. If I sit down and there's a bunch of recreational players but they're on short stacks and the only big stacks are the professionals, I don't really want to have a big stack against the professionals because there's really no advantage for me there. It just puts me more at risk.
Right.
So.
Gotcha.
So I'm comfortable playing deep or shallow. It varies. Obviously when you play shallow, your decision points are a lot easier. It's harder to be put into tough situations.
Right.
And some days you just want to come in and you want to play in easy mode and you don't want to have tough decisions. You just want your decisions to be almost automatic. You know what you're going to do, and you're not put into that blender.
Right.
So.
Right. For sure. I've got 6-7 here.
So Nick's going to miss his flush.
Aww.
But he's going to rep it. He's going to rep the ace. Now Nick's got a tough spot here. It's hard to make a pair.
It's very hard to make a pair and hold them. Oh, he goes for the raise.
King high.
Oh.
No, he just calls and picks it off.
Okay.
Nice hand, sir.
Not such a, you know, not such a too difficult. He doesn't put him on the ace. He gives him the queen. It's like, well, is he really just?
Yeah, is he really going to value bet the queen?
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Like it's either an ace or it's nothing.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense
Yep.
otherwise. Sure.
I love those hands.
So we got our VPIPs here. Dirty leading the charge with 58% VPIP. Nick not far behind with 56. Most of the players in the 30 range.
Pocket aces. Yeah.
Yeah, I was teasing Larry earlier. I think it was Dirty was at like 47. And Larry's like, yeah, that's my kind of guy. Larry loves to mix it up. Loves to mix it up. He likes to be in those hands.
We got T300 coming in with the raise. Ace Queen in the hijack here. Suited, and Queen 10's going to call. No, he's folding.
What?
Wow.
What?
Surprise against a hijack raise.
Wow, I'm very surprised.
But a lot of Dirty spades are out now. He's going to have a hard time. He's coming from behind here. Oh, and he hits a 3. He pulls ahead. The miracle.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Now T300
Now
might
Tony
be able to
should
rep
be
that.
repping that. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Dirty lead.
See, I think T300 called too quickly there.
Yeah.
I'd like to think a little bit before I call, because it doesn't look like you have a king when you call that quickly.
Right.
Ace high. Hand check.
I got a 3.
Got him.
Yeah, that's my. So that was my assessment as well. It's like when you're calling that quickly, you didn't spend any time on. Can I get more value out of
Sure,
this?
do I wanna raise
Can
if I
I
hit the
bluff
king?
this? Or, you know, there has to be something. But when you do it that quickly, you're usually on a flush draw, a straight draw,
Right,
or
right.
a weaker hand.
Sure.
So I'm really surprised with the ace high, because that is something. You need to rep something,
Sure, sure.
right? So how can we get value there?
As a pre-flop raiser, that definitely hits your range over the pre-flop caller. And another thing too is like a lot of people, you know, they have this misconception that, you know, tells in poker are all these, you know, physical tells. They're, you know, someone's jugular is vibrating, or their hands are shaking, or their mouth is twitching. It's like, for me, the biggest tells that I noticed are betting tells and timing tells. Are your bets telling a believable story? Does it add up? And one of the hardest things when I started playing was really learning to trust that inner spidey sense that you get, where you're in a situation and you just feel like you've got to lay down a strong hand because you're beat, or you've got to call with a marginal hand because you just don't believe them.
Right.
And learning to listen to that and believe in that feeling that pops in has really allowed me to make more money.
We've got some here.
we got some action
We had
here
a
for
3
sure.
bet, and we're going 4-way to a
Four ways.
flop.
They don't like the fold here in Texas. We got 2 hearts on the flop.
Ooh.
We got a 10
Dirty's
for
going
Dirty.
to get himself in a little bit of trouble with that 10.
Yep.
Depending.
He's got backdoor hearts too. So
I mean, JMP hasn't really gotten too out of line, so I'm sure they're going to give him some credibility here.
but he's probably still going to call the flop bet at least here.
Yeah.
See what transpires on
For
the turn.
sure.
He is out of position now. JMP was the straddle here, so it's kind of hard to, you know, give him credit.
You know
for
you
a
got
hand.
something good.
A lot of players who straddle will
You
take
know you got
advantage and
something
try
good.
to, you know, raise it up. Oh, and a heart comes in now.
And they both have a heart, so.
You wanted that freaking heart.
Oh, check.
Yeah, I mean, JMP's worried about the king.
Check. And it was a quick
Dirty goes
check.
all in.
Yes, he
Dirty
did.
goes all in, and he's putting JMP to the test here.
Wow.
JMP in
400.
the grinder. It's just one overcard.
Come on, JMP. Think about how quickly.
Dirty turning his hand into a bluff. You know, Dirty tried this to me in a tournament once where, you know, he made a bet that didn't make sense on the river, and I wound up picking it off and wound up being chip leader and was able to win that tournament because I thank you, Dirty.
Oh, does he show? Does he show?
Gets JMP to lay it down.
Did he show? Oh.
See, in this spot, JMP's got to consider. You know, I've got the queen of hearts, so
Yeah.
you know, does my opponent really have a flush? Am I like, did he call on the flop with a king? Is that like king 10 maybe?
Right. But that's exactly what we were just talking about. That check went so quickly
Yep.
that it's like you
Dirty knew he
kind
was
of-
scared.
Well, exactly. You're kind of saying your opponent's kind of giving you off that information that, well, they're either giving me the possibility of the heart, I might be able to take that away. It's that
Sure.
weakness that we kind of give off there.
Yep, yep. Yeah, Dirty, I mean, he's got a lot of experience. He plays a lot of cash, a lot of tournaments, so, you know, he is not afraid to attack weakness. If he sees an exposed throat, he's going to step on it.
Exactly.
And that's what's allowed him to be successful.
Yeah. And that is that pressure, though. You know, you have to have the balls to just get it in.
Sure.
Knowing, because I'm pretty sure Dirty knew his 10 wasn't the best one.
Wasn't the best one, yep. All right, so we got a lot. Will we see the case 9 come in here? Nick with top pair.
Nick's the only one that made a pair.
Dwogs is the one betting it here. Does have some backdoor straight potential. That's about it. Nick, only 124 left here, pot size.
Oh.
Thanks, sir.
On to the next hand we go.
I'd like to see the stat of how many hands everybody's played.
Oh.
I want to see how many hands has your opponent played versus how many hands you have.
Bribing them.
You're asking for a lot.
We've got the straddle on. I think everybody's been straddling pretty much. So big discussion when we first opened was, are we going to do the button straddle or not? And it creates such a different dynamic. A lot of different headaches, though. I think for this game, they were just keeping it, and I think for moving forward, we're just doing under the gun straddle. I prefer a button straddle.
Sure.
But you know,
I'm a nit, so I don't like straddles. Like when I come to play a game, I want the advertised stakes that I was told. You know.
Well, I will say from my perspective, what do we got? Jacks, 7s, 3s.
Everyone's got 2 pairs, except for Tony here.
Yeah.
But no one can be thrilled with this board.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely. This is going to be who has the.
Oh, Dirty gets there.
Now it changes.
Now it's all over.
Damn.
Now Dirty's just praying. Let someone catch up.
It. Wow. Nice.
Dirty hoping someone slow played a jack here.
Yeah.
But he's
hoping, but that's the other thing too.
He's over betting though. He's betting 200 into 148.
Into maybe that's using his reputation to his advantage.
Sure,
though.
straight came in, diamond came in.
Who can he get to think he's bluffing?
Yeah, I mean his hand looks like either a massive bluff or a very strong hand here.
Just trying to win $4.
$4.
He is a character.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I don't think anyone's going to look him up here. No one has a strong enough hand.
Nope.
It's when you get to bet $5 Dirty.
Yeah. But that is the thing. If somebody has a jack, he gets so much value there.
Sure.
A jack might even
a
just
flush,
raise
a flush
him.
might call
sure,
off too. Yeah.
For sure. Especially with Dirty's reputation. Oh wow, Lucas is our chip leader. Or not, he's up the most, 639. I love it. Dirty up 436.
And Nick throwing the party, 750 in the hole, but the night ain't over.
Oh no, we got a long way to go.
These stacks will get deeper as we continue.
We were talking about everyone's favorite hands. That was in lots of 9-10 suited.
Okay.
And at the time we were going through, I think I was either talking to Larry or, oh no, Justin was in. And Dirty's paperwork says he never loses with 6-9. And he had just won a big pot with 6-9.
Of course.
And we said, this is him. This is his 100%. He never loses.
I mean, in Hold'em, I'm a big fan of pocket deuces. I often ask the dealer to flop 3 deuces for me. If they flop 3 deuces, I'll tip them 25. If the third deuce is on the turn, they get 5. If the third deuce is on the river, they get 2. And but I mean, with pocket deuces, like you know where you're at, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to get away from. It's hard to really get yourself in a lot of trouble.
See, and that's the way I feel about jacks. Most poker players hate jacks, and I say you either make a lot, they don't see it coming, or you get away from it.
Sure.
It's easy. But I like that mentality with deuces. What do we got here? Nobody hit anything.
Well, I mean,
Let's
Nick's got
see
some
who's
backdoor
gonna
here.
bet it.
But I mean, T300's got to think his hand is pretty good on this flop.
Yeah. Yep.
Gonna rep the overpair.
Uh-huh. One of those. Who's gonna rep it the best?
Skywalker want to go chase with overcards? Nope.
Nope. Nope, nope,
Gotta
nope.
get it through. Bluffing with the best hand.
Mhm.
My favorite card. King.
Hey, I'm waiting on down.
350.
350 add-on for...
No.
Oh, you're just, okay, sorry, misunderstanding. No add. Straddle. Yeah, just come out.
No quads.
Yes.
Next time. I showed a king. I'm just gonna keep showing kings. You show deuces, I show kings.
I like
Can I fold?
kings are more mysterious.
Deuces are more fun.
Yeah.
I'm not
Call
good enough to
C7.
play deuces though.
Call C8, fold. Fold. Call C2. Call and just shut. Front drawn to a flop.
Here again in Texas, we have lots of ways to the flop.
Yes.
I love
5
that.
ways to flop.
Uh-huh.
This is what we call a heads up pot here
You're
in
always
Texas.
feeling good when you're 5 and 6 way. 5, and we're at what? 7-handed table, 8-handed.
And no one has anything.
Stop it. See? This is what we say, people. It's hard to make a pair
It
and
really
hold
is.
them.
Like no one really.
Nobody.
T300 has a gut shot to the 9.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Looks like Tony's gonna bet it and take it down here.
There you go. Bet wins.
Senses weakness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of those boards,
What are you
like
playing
a
with?
10 jack. Anybody who has king queen may have, c-bet or bet if it folded around.
Yeah, and there was 2 hearts too, so I mean, you
Yeah.
expect someone, if they had something, they're betting that flop, but they didn't.
Yep.
That's right.
Is that JMP? Is he reloading?
No.
I'm not sure.
I don't recall that he. I don't think he busted. Mm.
It does look like he's stacking up though.
Looks like a nice stack. Maybe just added some on.
Looks like Dirty has left the table.
Oh,
Should be getting a replacement soon. We do have a second 1-3 table going here. Some seats open. It's going to feed into this live stream. So if you want to come down, hop into that game. Might be able to get you onto the live stream tonight.
come get famous at the Royal.
Nick gonna 3-bet here with that ace jack after Tony makes the initial raise. Tony on a pretty short stack here. Nick as well, both very short stacked. Neither one of them thrilled about this board.
All in. Yeah. That's the tough part when you're short. If you miss the board, there's just not much you're going to be able to do here. This comes back, more with my tournament play. Always makes me think of that, right? You've got 10 bigs. It's different in a cash game because you can always add on, you can reload, and in that tournament space, which that's my favorite. I love tournaments, and I know you do too.
Sure, I enjoy both.
And it's just, when you get short stacked, you know what to do. You've got 2 moves.
Sure.
All 2 moves, all in or fold. With a cash game, it's like, do you want to continue playing short and call, fold, call, or do you just add on some more, or are you trying to find that one spot in the pot where you can just get it in?
Sure. I mean, there are times where, I'm in a cash game and I'm getting my teeth kicked in and I just can't win a pot. And you just don't feel like, reloading big because you're already in the hole.
Right.
So you're just like, I just want to slow the bleeding a little bit. But then there are other times where you're like, okay, well, I'm going to wait until the button passes me so I'm not out of position before I reload, or I'm going to wait until we get to the bomb pot where I have an edge.
Yes.
Now I'm going to reload.
Yeah.
And we got Skywalker here flopping the flush draw. No one else with really much of anything, but not a board that's going to get much action based on the hands. Ooh, the ace comes in for both of them now. And Dwogs might continue here, and Skywalker isn't going to go anywhere. We're going to have a chop pot. unless Skywalker can get there
It's
with the
Lucas.
heart.
Yeah.
Tony's going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Pretty small bet there, but Dwog's going to raise here to the 40. They both are over 1K deep, so scary spot flush does not come in. The backdoor clubs do.
It's almost done.
Skywalker with the old, it's not really a blocker bet. It wasn't that small. Relation to the pot.
He's got a $100 bet there. Not enough.
Right here.
My cousin lives here. and he's visiting me.
How'd you find out?
He just said, "Can I bet you off a
He just
chop?"
told me there was a room right down the road, so I looked it up and saw it.
And Dwogs was trying to represent the 10 here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looks
Lucas
like
got him to
Maybe 10 minutes
fold.
down the road. Drives by every
Nice
day, so-
lead, Lucas. Okay.
Well, I think that went Skywalker
Here,
bet
down here.
the turn, and then Dwogs raised him,
Right.
trying to rep the 10.
And then
Skywalker
Lucas
just
led.
called,
Yep.
Like
and then
5
he
days.
leads the river, which makes it look like he had the 10 all along or was full. So.
And the
Visiting
funny
family.
thing is, I don't think Lucas thinks that at all.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But he totally
He just led.
he
But
totally
it worked.
reverse Uno'd him
It worked well, Lucas.
Yes.
It worked well. I
to
love it.
perfection.
It's a bad fold long term, but I just feel
Visiting
I
cool
also
places,
think, you
or-
know, a lot of
Yeah, we
times
flew down to the coast.
one of
Port
Lucas's
Aransas,
strengths,
did
and
some
I
fishing down there, that
feel
was fun.
quite a few of the pros and people
Yeah.
who have been in this game long term, you gotta listen to your gut.
Mhm.
You just gotta go for it. And I think Lucas
Gotta
is
trust
good that way, where it's just like, you know that you're good here. Or not particularly that hand. I don't think he
It's
was
weird up
thinking
there
I'm gonna
'cause
get this
Minnesota's
guy off
got
of
the
a
law where
chop.
it's
Sure.
red
But
limit, so you
I
can't bet more
think
than $100
when
at a
there
time.
are times people will bet into him, and
Yeah,
I'll
they only have
see
one,
his
two,
face
and the
when,
max
because
bet
we
at a
do
time is
play quite a bit of
$100.
cash with him here, and it's like just
better to
listen to
drive to
your
Iowa
gut,
than to
Lucas.
play
You
no limit
know
bet.
it.
Just believe it.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's
do you
getting
buy it?
better at. I know he's trying to take the
Few
game a
hundred.
little more seriously.
5
And
usually, just because
he's
that's
been
all you're
watching
gonna
a
get in.
lot, so.
So JMP coming in with the raise here with the ace
Raise,
queen
raise,
under the
raise,
gun,
money
getting
out
a
of
couple
time.
of pretty loose calls here. Jack 9 offsuit, King 8 offsuit, and Tony gonna flop top pair. Nick does have some back doors here.
Oh, it's on.
Tony gonna bet, and JMP gonna call here. He does have backdoor diamonds. Does have 2 overs. Does have position. Oh, and Tony going nowhere.
Yep. Not gonna do much there, JMP. Tony's like, come on, I want value. He wants that last 94 bucks.
And JMP hating to lay down a premium here, but what do you beat?
He knows he's not getting he's not beating anything.
And he shows him the 8. Lets him off the hook so he'll be able to sleep tonight.
He says, you don't have to wait till the stream. I'll show you now. See, we don't have anybody on the rail here giving them information 20 minutes in. No rail. Where's everybody with their
rails.
computers?
Nice.
Nobody wants to do that here. I understand.
No, I like it. We've got the crowd. They're talking, they're laughing, they're having a good time.
Absolutely.
We get that social poker element to it. It's not super serious.
No headphones and
And
sunglasses
hoodies and sunglasses and scowls.
We do have backpacks, but here we usually have backpacks of liquor.
Sure.
Because you're allowed to bring your own, so
No
put
dark-
that in your backpack.
No dark clouds hanging over people's heads. Just here to have a good time.
Yes, everybody's here to have some fun. Have some fun, make some money.
All right, T3.
Shay's bringing drinks. I love her in her little green dress today. I walked in this morning. I said, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Shay's one of our admin people here who's also helping us tonight doing serving for the drinks and the snacks. We love our crew here. Patty's out there also with her. Working. We got Carrie at the desk. Come in and say hi to Carrie. And Sarah's up there. Come say hello.
T300 coming in for the initial raise. Flops top pair and checks it. Nick picking up the flush draw and a pair. We are definitely going to see some action between these two.
Love me a pair and a draw.
I was going to say the 10 of clubs would have been spicy.
Now we have even more. Bet call.
Yeah, he's got the open ender. He's got a pair and a flush draw.
Oh,
and
is that the clubs?
No, that's a spade. Looks like so. We
My
got the
old
10 of
eyes, I
spades.
can't tell.
Oh, 7. Good check.
Oh.
I mean, he, you know,
Yeah.
8-9 is a concern on that flop.
Mm.
His opponent could have been calling with 8-9 there, so he doesn't have to be worried. It's hard to, you know, you don't want to value own yourself with 2 pair when you're one of your opponent's possible calling hands is the 8-9 there or betting hands. So
Yeah.
playing it
Definitely
cautious.
some possibilities.
I don't fault him there.
Nah.
So,
Nah,
totally
like you
worth
said,
it.
too, you have to think of your opponent. What's your opponent calling you with?
Sure,
And
sure.
when you put them on those hands that they would be calling with, and then it completes, you can't. You just kind of have
Right,
to
like if they
put a little bit of the brakes
if you
on.
bet and they have a bluff, they're folding. You know, if they miss their flush, and then if they have the 8-9, you're just putting yourself in a world of hurt.
Exactly.
So better off just check calling in that spot.
Sometimes when you have that showdown value, it's just better off to
Take it.
check call.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've been in those spots where like you bet the river and then you get raised and you're like, why didn't I just check and see? Now I'm in the blender.
Exactly.
All right. So your boy, was it Luke Skywalker? Luke Skywalker raising with the king queen here under the gun.
There you go.
Getting 3-bet by Dwogs here with the 4-deuce suited, and Nick just cold calling with Jack-9 suited. Welcome to Texas.
See, now
Welcome
this
to
is
Texas.
Texas poker.
And Dwogs needing a 5 here to make a straight. Backdoor clubs. Nick, not much going here. But he's
Hey,
calling. He's
calls.
calling anyway. He's
He
got
just
backdoor
says,
spades,
okay.
backdoor straight, backdoor pair draws.
Lucas folds the best
Folds
hand.
the best hand.
Little does he
And
know.
he would have hit the king.
Oh,
But now
look
Nick
at this.
picking
Nick
up a
picks
straight
up
draw,
spades.
flush draw, yep. And he gets there.
Aye.
Oh, saved Luke Skywalker some money there.
Oh. Just checks it down and just winds up backdooring. Backdooring it all.
Easy game.
Easy game. Calls the flop.
Calls with
says,
the jack
it'll
nine
come.
with nothing.
Exactly.
Just
I'll hit
backdoor
something.
spades.
Yep. And just love it.
I mean,
I
it-
feel like that happens to me all the time online. And I'm the one, I'm like, wait, what just happened? How the heck did that? And if you just keep checking, they
You feel like you're being cheated.
I do. That online. But I know better. I know I'm not. I don't know why. When are we going to get that legal here in Texas? I got to go to Washington for Texas. I did it for Jersey. I'll be more than happy to do it for
Yeah,
Texas.
I mean, you know,
here.
it's popped up in some states. It's just, it's a matter of time. You know?
We should be playing online with all the states. There's no reason that we shouldn't be.
I don't hate online poker, but I definitely prefer live poker. I like the shuffle chips, the feel of chips, the socialization.
A gajillion% I'm
Yeah.
on board with you.
And-
But
and I-
sometimes I'm in my bed and I'm tired and I
Sure.
just want to be on my computer. PJ's Sunday in my bed
Yep.
on a computer, grinding all day. Love that.
I do feel like the online games are a lot tougher than the live games. There's a lot more tools out there. The players see a lot more hands. They have a lot more experience. I definitely prefer, because I'm more of an exploitive player. So I like to get reads off of people, and I like to, kind of play the social aspect of it. I feel that's where my strength is. I mean, if you're playing a more mathematical game like, fixed limit, Omaha, high-low, you can multi-table that, and your decision points are a little bit easier. But if you're playing no limit or pot limit,
Right.
it's a little bit harder.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on the social aspect. I love playing live. It's funny. Everybody says, because I hate being single,
Ooh, got
and
a
here I
set
am
of
out
jacks
here.
and a flush draw for
What?
JMP.
And he's got the
Finally,
draw.
his ship has come
Did
in.
anybody hit anything else? Where's my king?
You got a king for
D-Wags,
Dwags.
yep.
D-Wags. Oh, it's D-Wags.
I
I'm
don't
calling him
know.
Dwags. I don't know. D-Wags,
I
he's
asked-
probably right.
I
I'm
asked
probably
Dustin
pronouncing
the
it
same
wrong.
thing because I didn't even have him down as that. I have him as Darren.
And
This
D-Wags
is
is
Joe
gonna call.
Walsh that came in. Joe Walsh just took over dirty seat. He was in that hand. What's he got? His hidden
And the
talent
ace
is
of
he was a
spades
pole
comes in.
vaulter. What?
Are you gonna do that
JMP
again?
with the second
Yeah.
nuts. Is he afraid of the queen? No, he's not afraid this time. Okay.
I don't
He's
think
not
so.
afraid. But D-Wags is not going to be able to give him any action here.
I was gonna say, or he's gonna make a move.
It'll be the wrong time to make
Yeah.
a move.
Not the best time to make a move.
And look how happy
I'll let you
JMP
see one
looks.
card.
He's like, oh, please call, please call,
Please flip the
call.
jack of hearts over. Don't you flip that spade over. Come on. Was it the heart? Was it the heart? Yeah.
Might have been.
I think you should.
I hear some laughter, so probably.
Love it.
I always like to show a deuce. It's good for the game.
Right. So Joe Walsh was a high school pole vaulter.
Pole vaulter, okay.
Pole vaulter. You don't hear too much of those. What's his favorite hand and why was on our sheet? He says aces, duh. You gotta love when somebody's willing to write duh.
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 No duh.
That's awesome. Tournament play versus cash games. Asked a lot of the players here tonight about their thoughts on that. Seems overall the majority prefer cash game.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's something to be said about grinding, and most of these guys have been in the game a really long time, so they know it's hard to win a tournament.
Tournaments are
really
very
hard.
difficult. The variance is high. You know, I think tournament professionals are going to cash 15 to 20% of the time. I think is just kind of the numbers
super low. I mean,
that I've seen thrown around. So essentially, as a tournament grinder, you're really going to have to lose a lot and play a high variance style that allows you to accumulate chips so that you can go for the big score that carries you through all the losses until you get to your next big score. Whereas in cash games, you know, a professional player, you're going to win 2/3 of your sessions, so it's more consistent. You're not going to get a huge score, you know, in one session, but at the same time, it's a more consistent form of return, and it's a little bit less painful because you're not losing so much. And you can come and go as you please. You can come and you can play one hand and just leave if you're not feeling it. And, you know, a tournament, you're locked in there for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. And don't get me wrong, like, back when I was working for the Man, like, I was looking forward to go play a tournament. I wanted to play for 8, 10, 12 hours. It was fun. It was my escape from work. But when you're grinding for a living, you know, sometimes you just want to go play for 2 hours, win $1,300 and go home and relax.
Exactly.
You know, and not be stuck in the seat all day. So it definitely, you know, it changes your perspective on a lot of that.
For sure.
And, you know, I do feel that, you know, I like that the World Series of Poker started, you know, increasing the min cash to 2 times, and you know they do pay more than like 10% of the field, so the recreational players have more of a chance to cash, you know, and you kind of spread that money around more evenly. And I think, you know, if you allow more players to cash, you know, I think it's better for the tournament poker. It makes it more viable as a potential source of income for people, you know, more.
But it has to be at least double, like.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So many places weren't doing it because they wanted more people to cash, and I understand that, but a lot of people are going to be in for more than one bullet.
Oh, yes.
So if you're not giving them at least double, the person who's only in for one bullet, woohoo, now they made something. But the person who's in for 3 and 4 bullets and you're not even giving them 2?
Yep.
That
well,
hurts.
the other day I cashed in a Big O tournament, and there was 101 runners, and they paid 12 places, and I finished in 9th, but I was in for 3 bullets, so I lost $92 after my entries and my add-on, you know.
Right?
So you know, it felt good to go deep, but and that's rare for me. Like usually I'm like a 1 bullet hero, you know, but. This day I was like, this field is soft, and I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna keep firing. I'm not giving up, and you know, it helped me to kind of recoup some of the expense. But so Tony here with the pair of jacks, and Nick is the one betting it, and he gets him to fold.
Wow.
Nick with nothing.
See? The power of aggression in this game.
Man.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
10 jack. I think I might peel another one there.
Sure. As we said before, it is hard to make a pair.
Yeah. And then you have the hands where, you know, we say that it's hard to make a pair, and then this one's got a flush, this one's got a boat, this one's got a straight.
You know,
it's like, wait a second, what?
It's funny you say that. Like coming from the PLO perspective, there have been so many times where I flopped all 3 pair and I still run into a set. Like it's just like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, because you talk yourself into, well, it can't be possible.
Like
how
can I
free?
have, like it's there's no way.
Yep.
You know, and you just run into it. So
yes. And for those non-PLO players, that's called a mirror.
Mirror,
you
yeah.
have everything that is on the flop. And when you have that, it's pretty hard to think that you're going to improve your hand.
So we've got the classic race
flip.
here. Yep. But they're not all in yet.
No.
Both a little bit shorter stacked here. There's the deuces. Little flop lag from last hand.
We're definitely getting a continuation bet.
And Nick
And
making
a
a pot-sized
call.
bet here. Joe gonna give him the respect. Doesn't have a spade. Doesn't want to go chasing, trying to hit an ace or
Nope.
king. They're just not deep stacked enough to make it work. Because he knows he's going to be facing a big turn bet if he doesn't hit. And if he
Exactly.
does hit, he may not get action.
With the kid.
That's one of those things too. On a hand like that, if you're the raiser as
Did you
ace
go,
king,
on that trip with
and
you
if you don't lead out, you immediately give your opponent on a board that's
Oh.
paired that advantage.
Sure,
They
sure.
now get to rep something.
Now,
Sometimes they don't.
The only disclaimer
First
I'd say
day
for
we
that is sometimes it makes sense to check back your strong hands, like your overpairs, in those spots to protect your range when you do have the ace kings as well. So your opponents will realize sometimes you have aces or kings and you're checking back on those boards, you know, and you know, underrepresenting
Right.
your hand. You know, you're not always betting it. You're not always c-betting, and sometimes you have a monster.
And that's what's so brilliant about this game is there are so many levels and so many different strategies. And
Sure.
it is about reading your opponent. What can I get away
speaker,
with?
their
Who can I
phones,
play that off of?
Right,
What's
right.
their stack? That's why I freaking love this game. And we play Queen 3 suited. Love it.
We could just
Let's
get
go.
there.
Look,
Bink,
and it just comes 3-3.
bink.
I mean, come
This reminds me of what
on.
happened to me yesterday. I had kings. The guy who straddled had 4-3, and the flop was 7-3-3. I bet the flop. He calls. Check back the queen turn so I can pick off a bluff on the river. The river's a 4. He bets 100. I snap. Find out the bad news. I mean, I lost the minimum, really.
Right.
You know, it could have been a lot worse. But, yeah, my
Wow.
my big pairs have been going down in flames.
I just want to point out that he flopped trips and lead got called.
Sure.
He
Because
led
people
the
are
flop
like,
and got called.
yeah, because
by 10 high.
Yeah.
It's
The
different
10
ace king.
10 high is a little, yeah.
I kind of like the guts there.
Sure.
He's like, no, you can't have a 3, right? Maybe your dimes, whatever. I love that. But then he still led the turn.
Yeah.
I think maybe if he slows down, does the other guy try and rep it? I don't know. Interesting.
He
I would
might.
like to have
I mean,
seen.
the only thing I can think of is he doesn't want to slow down because there's a flush draw, straight draw
True.
out there.
Two
You don't
flush
want to
draws
really,
came in
yeah.
then,
You
I
don't,
think,
you don't
right?
want to let him catch up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, sometimes it does make sense when you flop quads to lead because people don't believe you've got it. They're like, well, you wouldn't bet quads, you can't have it.
Exactly.
You know, and then you get paid off.
Mm-hmm.
But you really have to have an understanding of, you know, what level your opponent is
Right.
on. You know, how deep they think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are they only considering their own 2 cards, or are they thinking, okay, well, he knows that I know that you know that she
Exactly.
knows.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, so we got another classic flip here.
It is.
3-3-3. No, all right, well, pretty close. Good flop for 8s.
Rainbow. Nothing about it.
Tony not
Worry
really
about anything
Tony
there?
not really deep enough here to make a play with the Jack 10, trying to push off an ace king or something. So we're gonna see him fold.
Good.
We'll move on to. Do we have a hand counter here? Do we know how many hands we've played?
No, that's actually
It's got to be somewhere. We're still learning the system, folks. We'll get
Yes.
there.
I was saying earlier, I wish we could see how many hands each player played.
Sure. I mean, there's
That would be interesting. We've
there's
seen the
there's got to be
VPIP.
something we can do to make that happen. I don't know
I
what
just
it
don't
is,
know
but-
that that's actually one of the stats they
Oh, they
do
have in
run.
the system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, next down 541. Lucas still up the most, 593. Nicholas up $9. Love it. Hey, even
Profit's
is
a
a
profit.
win sometimes.
Sure.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you start out your session in the hole, and if you can just get back to almost even, it feels like a win.
Listen, there's nothing worse than being stuck like $1,000, $2,000, and you grind your ass off to get even or stuck 100. You think you won the world.
Oh, yes. You're like, oh, man, I dug myself out of that hole.
It
It's the
doesn't
absolute
matter.
worst when your session starts like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It doesn't matter that it took you 14 hours, so now your hourly brought you down to like $6 an hour. you
Sure,
make,
sure.
But hey, whatever. We got the money back. It's like, yay.
All right, so we got T300 with the ace-jack suited, and D-Wag is going to 3-bet him with the ace-king. See if we can see some spades on this flop.
Right? At least make it a little interesting. Up here we go.
Threes
This
and
is one of
fours
those.
torturing me from my king's hand yesterday. They keep showing up on the damn board. Oh, no, no more. No
all right.
mas.
What? How's there no betting here?
Ace king gonna be good if T300 doesn't bet it.
Wow.
Nut, no pair.
How? I'm
Easy
shocked.
game.
I'm shocked.
Well, I
Easy
mean, they're
game.
both, you know, 900 deep. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to look foolish.
What?
Maybe they respect each other's game.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what their history is. I'm just riffing.
Is it loud in there or something?
Doesn't look like it.
Something that you can just practice at and be good shouldn't be a sport.
Wonder how that cash game's going out there. Hopefully we've got some more people up on our Poker Atlas list. You can sign up on Poker Atlas. We've got another feeder game into our live stream. And Larry's out there playing. Go get some Larry money.
Oh, yeah.
He
Larry
likes
Bucks.
to play Larry Bucks. Get some Larry Bucks. He likes to play. He likes to play hands, and I'll tell you, he likes to bluff. Don't tell him I told you, but he
the
likes
action.
to bluff.
You guys should print up some Larry Bucks with like his face on them, and then like if you win a hand against him, you win some Larry Bucks that can be used
He'll
for
be like,
memberships and hours and food or whatever.
Yes, that would be
Like
awesome.
Monopoly money, kind of,
Who is it that signs the book? I want to say Greenstein. When you knock him
Oh,
out
Barry
of the
Greenstein, Ace on the
tournament,
River.
he
Yeah,
signs
yeah,
it-
yeah,
He
yeah.
signs his book for you. That's what Larry should do. If you get some money from him, he'll sign some
sign
money.
your Larry
Here's
Bucks.
a voucher. Exactly. Larry Bucks. We got to make that up.
I like it.
I
That's-
love it.
yeah.
That's a good one. Come get some Larry Bucks. I need some Larry Bucks. He loves to get in hands with me, and I'm like, why do you want to play against me? He says, I just really want to beat you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand that. We're friends. And I don't, see, I won't play with my friends at tables.
Really?
Like, yeah, when we're back home, or like all my poker girls from back home, we were just out in Vegas for Adriana's 21st birthday. Happy birthday, my girl. But we were all out there. I'm never sitting at a cash game to play against my friends. I
Okay.
don't want my friends' money.
Sure.
I say the same thing to Larry. He doesn't care. He wants my money.
I think, I mean, from my perspective growing up, because I played home games with a lot of my friends, sometimes winning your friend's money was like more fun than winning a stranger's money. Because it's, it's just, one-upping each other or whatever and get one over
I
on
don't
each other.
like it.
There's that little friendly rivalry.
Here
It's not
we're all
malicious.
in versus, we've got the flip again. Nines versus ace queen. Tony's all in for 129. Tony versus Nicholas. What do we got? They're not sharing suit, so
looks like just-
anybody can get a flush. Let's
like
see.
just
Oh,
right-
there's the ace right in the window.
Nine's going to need some help here. 2 outs.
Don't say that.
Only a 9.
Almost a 9.
What a tease, right? Like make
But
it
you know
a
what?
2 or
You know what?
something.
Tony was a short stack, so good on
Yeah.
him for finding the double
Yeah.
there.
Can't leave
Not
that.
going to hurt Nicholas too much.
Nah.
I mean, it's funny. When I was living in Tampa, there was this lady that I was friends with. I knew her through poker, and I build my own computers. I'm kind of self-taught on that, and so her son had wanted to get a computer, and she had asked me on Facebook for some advice, some input, and so we had a pretty friendly relationship, and we happened to be playing at a PLO cash game together, and I had 10-6 of clubs in my hand as half of my hand. And the flop came 9-8-7, all clubs. And I check raised her. She had the ace-jack of clubs in her hand. I check raised her on that flop. Now, I'm a nit. I'm a very tight player. If I am check raising you on that flop and you have the ace-jack of clubs, so you have the nut flush and you block the top end of the straight flush, what do you think I have, right? Like, I'm trying to help you save money, right?
Oh
I'm not
my
trying to
gosh.
beat up on you. She wound up calling, and then I think she got away on the turn. Maybe the board paired. I don't remember exactly. But, I turned my hand over because there was a high hand in Tampa. And she was so upset with me. She immediately grabbed her phone. She's like, "I'm unfriending you on Facebook." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, my goodness.
She thought because we were friends, I was supposed to soft play her. And it's like, I would check raise my deceased grandmother, right? Like, I'm not, like, at the poker table, I'm friendly.
Right.
But, like,
You were
I'm there to
saving her
win.
money.
I'm there to win money, and you're there to win my money. And, like, I'm
Look
not.
at this hand.
You know?
We've got open-ended to the higher.
Ooh.
7, 8, 9, 10, and 8, 9, 10 jack.
Club's going to scare them both, probably,
Yeah,
here.
probably put a little slow down there.
And jack high is
They
good if it
both-
goes check, check.
They both. So who is going to rep something?
D-Wags is out of position
I
here.
missed.
Oh, well, you didn't, though. You missed
but
with the
you're
best
still
hand.
good.
Ooh, you're so lucky.
Dang. Oh, my gosh,
love
that's
it.
great.
I love it.
It's crazy how sometimes that happens more often. Like we say, you know, it's hard to make a pair.
It is,
But
yeah.
when you have the low end of the straight and somebody else has the high end, you're like, what the freak? How is that
Right,
possible?
like, how does this happen to me? What did I do in a
Always
previous life
me, yeah.
to deserve this punishment?
It's like when you shove, you know, your short stack and you shove your ace king or ace queen on the button and you run into aces and people just go off like they're the only people it's ever
happened to.
How does
I
the
run
big
so
blind
bad,
have it?
bro.
Yes, yes.
You don't know.
Right. They don't say, you know, that they were going crazy with 3-6 and
Sure,
that's how
sure.
they got short stack.
I do have a local friend who's kind of got that dark cloud over his head where, like, nothing can go right. And, like, the only time he contacts me is to share a bad beat. I'm like, all right,
my
man,
Lord.
just take a break, man. Take a couple weeks off. Recharge, you know. Like, but, mindset is so important. You know, if you come into it with that negativity and that victim mentality, it's gonna manifest itself and it's gonna cause you to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Because you feel like you're going to lose. You
Yep.
feel like maybe you don't feel like you deserve to lose. You just feel like it's gonna happen. And Nicholas flopping top 2 pair here. Skywalker some backdoors. I'm sorry. Well, there's 2 Nicks. Okay, Nicholas has top 2. Nick has nothing. And nobody going to be able to call and give him any action here.
Hating
Unfortunate.
life. He's like, come on. Somebody have 8-10.
The one time I flopped the monster.
Right? Somebody have an overpair. Yeah, you talk about mindset. So I know a lot of the top pros have worked with Elliott Rowe and mindset coaches. I know Ills has started her own mindset coaching as well. I have to look it up before I forget. I mean, before I can remember it. But mindset is huge. I remember I was going like 6 months and just could not win a hand. And I started working with her. And it truly is. If you keep telling yourself that your kings are going to get cracked, first of all, I was shocked at how many times I was getting kings within a 6 month period. But it was like I literally would look down and dread.
Right? Like, how much is this going to cost me?
Of course,
Yep.
you're going to even whether or not you believe in manifesting or not, or law of attraction. When you have that dread in you, you are not playing your optimal game. You are already finding out ways your opponent's going to beat you.
Sure, yes.
You're just sending it out there and signaling body language, whatever, that you're just giving up.
Yep.
So it definitely, mindset is a huge part of this game, especially tournament play, because it is an endurance game.
Yep.
You're playing long time. Your brain is working nonstop.
The pressure's constantly increasing on you.
And if you're
can't just sit
on
back and
tables
wait.
where there's a lot of action and you are constantly being put to the test, your brain is thinking all of these next levels, and it's exhausting.
You're in constant
People don't
conflict
understand.
mode.
When I say you're exhausted after a tournament, I'm like, yeah, because you don't stop thinking.
Right.
And if you're like, I mean, I'm assuming you're like me. We're both very personal people at the
Sure,
table.
yes.
And part of our game is that social aspect.
Yes.
So not only are we trying to think about the cards in the hands, we're also part of the entertainment.
Yes.
You know, like you and I are chatting with everybody, and it's like, well, wait a second, I'm trying to do this and still get you to be, you know, buddy, and get you to fold or call or whatever.
Right.
So it's a lot.
I mean, at the
really is
end of the day,
exhausting.
it's funny. Like I present as an extrovert, and a lot of people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm actually an introvert. I just can turn on the extrovert when I need to in those situations, and I go full bore into it.
Yeah.
And then then I go home and I'm exhausted. I'm just like, everybody, leave me
Look at
alone.
this. Nick, 3 bets
Three
with
bet
the
with the
7
7
deuce.
deuce. Is the 7 deuce game on here?
We actually were talking about that. They hadn't discussed it early. We do offer
He
those
only bet
prop
20
games.
extra though. Like you're not really going to get any folds.
No, you're not. But look what you can rep, right?
True, true. But now both of his opponents have gut shots. They both need well, T300 needs a
Of
jack.
course, he's got
Tony
he's
needs
got
a
a
queen.
lead.
Yep.
What did he lead for?
He's
A
gotta rep
third?
this board.
Okay. He leads for a third. Gut shot and gut shot.
And nobody
And
folds a
they
gut
just
shot
call.
in Texas.
No.
They both have backdoor
Yeah.
flush draws as well. So,
It's also what can I rep on the turn, right?
and the pair of nines comes in now.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Nick's got
T300
to
can't
go
be too
so
excited.
big here. He can't think that.
I mean, if
Jack
he's,
Queen.
the pot's already 300. He's only got 353 behind. I mean, just ship it.
Yeah.
Just ship it if you're gonna, try to protect from. It's only betting 85 though.
Yeah, he's still keeping it small.
Oh,
Ooh.
T300 turning into a bluff. He goes. He
Damn.
blocks the nuts. Blocks the nuts.
Ah. Yeah. he-
Now, if Nick had shoved, now T300 is going to be in the blender
exactly.
to call there.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why that 85. If
Like if you're going to run the bluff,
Yep.
commit to it.
Go for it.
You got to commit to it.
because Jack Queen isn't gonna
Missing
bet
flops.
that small. Do you think?
Sure.
I don't think if you have the nuts that you're still going. You raised with it.
Right.
You're not.
Well, especially
raising
where a
Jack
flush
Queen.
draw materialized on the turn,
Right.
so you got some protection you need to consider there.
Yeah.
I thought TV makes you look bigger. It does, right?
Ace King might bet. I think Ace King even goes a little bit higher.
Probably like 125 maybe,
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, where he only has 350, like he's committed
Right.
if he's betting 125. But that can look scarier to some people. It looks like, well, he isn't folding. Like he's trying to
Right.
entice me to call, so I have to call the river with anything. And Skywalker coming in with the raise. I thought you said this guy was new, but he's out there. He's bobbing, weaving, zigging,
With
and
Jack
zagging.
10 off, he likes
Jack
to raise
10
too.
in the plus 2.
Love it.
After Joe limps under the gun with the old King 10 suited, lots of 10s out.
Yeah, I wasn't bald.
And we're
but,
gonna
you
see
know,
the 3/8 for Nick.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody
I was
really
gonna
with
say,
spade draws.
will Lucas try and rep this? Because we know the paired board's good, but against 4 players, spade draws tough. He's not really gonna do it, and then he would run
And
into it with Nick
Nick's
anyway.
just gonna
He
donk.
leads.
Donk into it here. Oh well, he's on the button. It looks like, right? Dealer button. So it looks like everyone checked, and he's gonna bet it. I mean,
okay.
the board can get scary for him on the turn. Who
Yeah.
called though? Jack 10 called. He's
Yes,
gonna try to.
Lucas said, "I'm the raiser."
After shaving my head, I like not having.
Oh man.
All right,
and
let it
Nick
go,
is
Lucas.
full.
Very good, very good.
It's tough for Skywalker there because he's out of position. If you're in position, it's a little bit easier to call because then it's harder for your opponent to keep firing on the turn without a
Right.
strong hand. But if you're out of position, it's such a disadvantage in these games
Oh yeah. It's
because
like
your opponent gets all that information from you.
being the leader instead of the follower. It's just, so I do a lot of work with this company called Poker Power, and we coach women in poker, and we teach them the skills of poker
Sure.
and how it translates into life and business.
Yes.
And one of the things that is that right there is talking about position. And when you tell and these are incredibly accomplished women,
Sure.
C-suite level, a lot of them founders and funders, and I tell them, if you limp in a poker game, you're limping in life.
Sure.
Or not using your position to get all of that information, and you see these aha moments, and it's like, oh my God, I just love it.
Sure,
I
sure.
absolutely love it. And it's the same thing. My mom always told me,
Aggression wins.
don't just follow everybody, be the leader.
Sure.
And that's the same thing in this. When you're the aggressor in poker, you have an advantage.
Now I will give a caveat to that
'Kay.
from the PLO perspective. So a lot of the games out here with these unlimited restraddles and match the stack, a lot of these guys with deep pockets are trying to make these games play huge.
Yes.
Much larger than the advertised stakes. And so what happens is sometimes you wind up in PLO, you're getting it in 6 ways pre-flop for $1,000 each, and mathematically the equities between the hands are so close that the variance is through the roof. And it's really a game where I prefer to see flops because I'm going to make better decisions and be in a better equity spot post-flop than I will pre-flop. So I got a lot of flack from some people on my vlog because I limped so much in PLO, but the reason being is I don't want to get my stack in before the flop and give up my skill edge over my opponents.
For sure.
If I can see a flop multi-way in PLO, what happens is now I've handcuffed the professional players and the maniacs, right? Because if you see a flop in PLO 6 ways, it's really hard to bluff because someone's going to have the goods.
Exactly.
And so I handcuff them from being able to run their bluffs. At the same time, I'm making sure the less skilled players are seeing the flop.
Right.
And those are the players who are going to pay me off when they make top and bottom pair, the idiot end of the straight, the 8 high flush, the full house, but it's the bottom full house.
Right.
So those are the players I want to welcome into the pot. Right. So there's a method to my madness with that.
For sure.
But, you know,
like you
I
said,
completely understand with Hold'em.
Yes.
For sure. The aggression, the position.
And like you said, in PLO, they're not folding.
Right.
So you can't be the aggressor all the time because they're not. Look at this. Tony just flops it.
Flops it big.
Just flops
and Skywalker with the open ender, a 4 would be disaster for him here.
Oh
my God! How did I do it?
What?
Oh no!
Oh my!
You know what? He's saved because Tony does not have much money here.
Right.
But Tony is gonna get.
Come on,
he's
you gotta
checking.
get some value.
Oh, he lets the spades come in now.
come.
Why are you letting the spades come in? And T300 makes the queen here. He's got to think his hand is good. No one's bet this whole time.
Come on, Tony.
And Tony missing an opportunity here to get max value.
Right.
Oh, he is going to raise now. It's Leo min click.
Mins it.
He could have gotten all the money.
Do we think T300 just says, I've got the king of spades and figures he might up it?
I don't think so, just because Tony doesn't have enough money to, you know, to really fold here.
Lucas calls. Lucas calls. Oh, yeah.
Tony should be getting the full double here, but he misses it. Oh, wait, Skywalker
Oh, he
3-bet him.
3-bet him.
He 3-bet him. Tony does get the value. Okay.
Wow.
And he got the extra money from the king-queen there, too. Okay. Well played, Tony. What do I know? You played it to perfection, sir.
Proud of Lucas that he tried to, that he 3-betted there. Just not the best time.
Yeah, it's
not the best time.
bad spot.
Got a little fishy whiff here.
Tried to figure he could maybe rep spades. Wow. I wonder if he goes, well, Tony didn't have a lot of money, right? He
No,
didn't have
Tony
a lot
had
of
only
chips
had like
left.
150 or something.
So we
He
can't
wasn't
really
super
get him
deep.
too much off the hand.
Yeah.
I think if the stacks are super deep. And
Right,
Lucas
if it's
3-bets
deep, you might be able to get them off,
Yeah.
you know, if they're afraid that the flush came out.
See, this is why size matters.
You got a tattoo.
You sound like my wife.
She's still your wife, so
Yeah, well, you know,
I'm not going there.
It's going to be 20 years next year of marriage, and I think she has Stockholm syndrome at this point. She just nowhere else to go. No one else is going to put up with my bull crap like she does. So.
Well, God bless. 20 years is a long time. It's awesome. All right, 6-7 suited. We raised to 20. Love it.
JP with the ace queen here. Just going to call, not going to 3-bet. He is out of position on the small blind.
Again.
Oh, no, T300. Oh, man.
That's a hefty bet.
And he's in the straddle, too, so it's going to look like he's just trying to bully on the straddle. It's just such a perfect time to pick up a hand there.
And Nick's
calling. He only has... He only has 256 behind. What are you doing, Nick?
Wow.
He just wants to gamble. He just wants to gamble. He just wants to watch the world burn.
Especially, look at this. 2-3 suited calls. 2-3 suited calls.
For half his stack.
And
Welcome
JMP,
to Texas.
Oh, JMP is tanking.
Oh, man.
He's like, what the hell?
I wonder what the flop's going to be here. Probably
It's
9,
going to be
9
4,
10 jack.
5, 8.
4, 5, 8, 9. I'm saying 9,
spade.
10 jack. One spade. keep it interesting.
Yes. Or it'll be 8, 9, and a
Are they
queen.
calling with 3 deuce? What are you doing, Joe?
3 deuce. He figures it's multi-way.
He figured,
good.
you know what? He
Suited.
knows he's live.
Yeah.
He knows he's live like a mofo.
Better not hit spades. He'll be crying. Oh.
Yeah.
Back.
Right.
Pretty good flop for the queens here. Nick hits
6
a 6.
hits a pair.
Hits
He's
a pair.
He's going to be in there.
Can't get away. There's so much money out there now. Can't fold a pair.
And he's only got, what did he say, 256? He's like, I know.
He's like, all right.
He's like, I'm going to hit my second pair. Didn't he do that last time?
I think
he
so,
hit the
yeah.
3. He had 2-3, I think.
Easy game, easy game.
Easy game.
Not yet.
I think he's going to hit a 3.
So
I mean, a
pocket
7.
queens, 77% here.
2 times.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't
All right,
mean
they're
anything.
going to run it twice.
Oh,
Nick
okay.
trying to come from behind. That's not going to do it.
Oh,
All right, it's
all
good.
right,
Good to
there's
win the first
one.
one for T300 there.
now watch it come 6, 7, 7, 7. What do we have? Oh, we have 6. Come 6, 6.
Oh, yes! Everyone loves a shot pot. Everybody's a winner here at the Royal Card Club in Austin,
Get
Texas.
it in. Absolutely. If you bet with one pair, you'll hit your second one.
And he was a
or
pre-flop raiser, too.
trip. Yes.
That's hilarious.
Love it. Well done, Nick.
funny.
I love it. Nick, you are Texas poker.
So it is funny, you know, a lot of people have a misconception about running it once or twice. A lot of people think if they're ahead, they should run once, and if they're behind, they should run twice, so they have a better chance to try to suck out. And the reverse is actually what's true. A lot of people don't realize that. I'll give you an example, an extreme example, where I was playing PLO in Tampa, and I was against this player where he only runs once, and he had one out. That was 97.5% equity on the turn for all the money. And if we run twice, he can't hit one out twice, right?
Right.
So it's better if you're ahead to run multiple times because you're going to get closer to your equity. It doesn't change the odds of winning. It just smooths the variance. And so a lot of people have that misconception where, you know, if you're behind, it's very unlikely for you to win both boards, right? So you really want to scoop, so it's better for you to run once when you're behind because that's your best chance to scoop the pot.
Yeah.
Especially like if you're in a situation where you have like 1 to 4 outs, it's going to be very hard for you to get more than half in that spot. So
I like 1 or 3.
1 or 3. So
I like 1 or 3. Somebody's got to win. I don't like to choose.
I always run twice. I would run 12 times if I could because usually I get my money
I
in
want to
ahead.
run it until I win.
Yeah, like I usually get it in ahead, but you know, I don't see a lot of people running it 3 times, and I feel like dealers probably get upset because they have to run out all these extra boards, and they're not really, you know, it slows them down. They're making less money, and so I just generally like just go twice, you know. So
I don't know that a lot of places, like back home, a lot of places won't even run it 3 times.
So yeah, some places will
on
not
that.
let you, or they might charge you extra if
Oh,
you want to run
Joe's
it
got
multiple
it all
times.
in with 9-10.
All right. Well, I mean, you know, he's live. He's not. It's not a bad hand to have against Ace King. And Nick has an ace here, so cuts down some of T300's outs. But Joe is going to have to come from behind here.
Ace King, he says, I'm not just going to go 3-way.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to let you in there.
Yeah. Got rid of the Ace 8. Ace 8's not going to call.
No.
Suited or not suited.
It is pretty, but he's going to let it go. Smart play.
Now you know it's going to come 2 clubs.
Of course,
right?
Of course it is.
2 clubs and an 8.
He's gonna be kicking himself like, no, why don't I play worse?
That outcome buys, yeah.
I've had so many of those moments where like, man, if I just played like these other schmoes, I would win so many of these stupid pots that I should have never won. Oh, how did you do it?
I'm telling you.
They're going to think we're like,
it's
we're
the
rigging
craziest. I
this.
swear on God's green earth, we're not rigging it. Oh, look at 9-10
10
makes
and
2
9,
pair.
and Ace King goes down, and the clubs come in. Oh, my God.
Ace 8 is
he's
hating
kicking himself.
life.
He's kicking himself.
It's okay.
like
You made the right fold, Ace
Right fold,
8.
wrong time. Oh, man, you can see it on his face, too. He's smirking. He's like, man, this was my pot.
Love it.
I should be tripling up right now.
My God, I love this game so much. So much.
Look at this. Nick, top of the chart, 61% VPIP.
61%. Nick, you have to play with Larry after. Wow, I'm pretty proud of Lucas with 36% VPIP. He likes to play. I love it.
That's something you don't hear often in Texas. Fold.
No, I know, right?
That's foreign to me.
Exactly.
Joe gonna limp here with the 9-7. Looks like someone straddled the 6, maybe.
I think so, yeah.
Like there's a straddle
Straddle's on.
Yep.
I think it's pretty much just a given. I like 7-9 suited. Here we go. 2, 4, 6 way to
All
a
right,
flop.
so a lot of crumb bums and junk out there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, no, no.
Who can spike it?
We got to raise. Nick said, screw all this. Nick raised with Queen Jack off.
Oh, in the straddle, too.
Nice.
Gonna clear out all the junk. We don't know JMP with the mystery hand
Yeah.
here. I like it.
Ooh, if he calls, you and I can guess.
This is the Jack Link's beef jerky wild card hand.
Oh, and we have 4 or 5 off to go. Oh, of course. 4 or 5 off calls, and it's the 5. I love it.
All right, JMP does not look all that interested right now, so I don't think he's hit any of this.
Oh.
Looks very disinterested.
Let's see if JMP does something. Maybe backdoor some diamonds. Nick's gone.
And JMP wearing it on his face, so
Did
obvious.
he call? Did he call?
No,
Where's
he-
JMP? Oh, he folded already?
I think he folded.
Oh.
He looked super disinterested as soon as he saw the flop.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be careful. Don't give that stuff away. People like me will see. Take it. People like Dirty will see, and they'll take advantage. They'll push you off those hands.
Yeah. Surprised Dirty had to leave. Figured he's one. I think he told me. I asked what was the longest session. Somebody said they had a 76-hour session.
I can't even imagine.
I mean,
that
I
sounds like
played
living
long.
in hell to
That's
me.
crazy.
I like
Actually,
poker.
it
I don't
was
like poker that much.
Casper, our dealer, had a
friendly
76-hour
ghost.
session. It was Dirty's. Dirty, I've got a 38, a 13, 10, 20. 10 hours is like just starting. Who's doing that? 48 hours was Dirty. And 47, who else had 47? John, 47, 48 hours. Yeah, I have definitely had those because I come to the poker room with a snuggie, a blanket. So when it's like the wee hours in the morning and like back in the old, when I used to play at Borgata, it would be freezing at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden you look up and, you know, the old
I had the
guys are
worst
coming in.
Mhm.
It's 6:30,
The
7
morning,
o'clock.
yeah,
They
the
got their
coffee crowd.
coffee.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, I got to wake up now. Like, now it's the next day. Still
The
chasing.
morning shift has arrived.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, I would do that sometimes where I would come in early in the morning trying to catch the players who had been there all night.
Yes.
You know, they're drunk, they're stuck, they're tired. That's, you know, when you strike.
For
you know,
sure,
yeah, 'cause they're
absolutely.
chasing their losses.
We used to play Mondays at Borgata because they had the club. And the guys would get so drunk, pick some girl up, and they bring them to the poker table. And I'm thinking, what's your game? That you're thinking it's good to bring your
Your
new
date to the
girl
poker
to
table.
the poker
Sure,
table.
sure.
And then they would want to try and bluff. And I was like,
Yeah, they want to
that's
impress
not
them.
going to work.
Sure,
Exactly.
sure.
And it was great because they're drunk off their ass. Most of the grinders at Borgata, we all played Monday nights. It was a big fun time. All right,
so we
now
got
we've got some actual hands. What
Joe,
the heck?
Joe raising it up with Queen 10, JMP with a 3-bet, a small 3-bet.
Nice.
Skywalker
Pocket
coming along with the
sevens.
8-7. Did the Ace Queen fold?
No.
Get out of here.
What
For
just
$25?
happened? Did somebody have to go to the bathroom?
Maybe the card reader was wrong.
Maybe. Can't imagine that.
I mean, Nick's calling with King 4 here.
Heck yeah. He's got clubs. All right,
Now
we
we got
have our
spades.
spades.
Spades for Skywalker here.
Right? Yeah.
And not a
Spades.
not
Sevens
a
is
terrible board for sevens, but facing 3 opponents.
Yeah.
You hate to see that overcard.
think
If you were heads
maybe
up,
somebody.
you can see bet that one.
For
but
sure. And now,
Joe with the open ender.
and Lucas has gut shot and spades.
Yep. Yep. Can hit a 6.
Let's go. Who's going to bet it?
Can hit a 10. It's got the double gutter.
Who is going to bet?
Joe's
Joe
going to lead
with,
here
oh,
with the open ender.
open-ended.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Skywalker going nowhere.
Oh,
and the spade
he
comes
hits
in,
it.
and Joe hits his pair. Joe hits his pair, and Skywalker never bet the spade flush on the flop, so Joe can't be overly concerned about that.
Nope. Gotta bet something. Oh, all right.
Skywalker, trying to think. Well, how can I get
How
value
much
here?
value can I get? $200,
He's
$3
betting probably
pot.
too big, maybe here.
Yeah, I think he's
I might go
betting
70.
half.
I might go 75.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, 75,
yeah.
80. I think that's a number. Oh, 85. Okay, that's not. I think he pulled some
okay.
back. He put out the 100 and took 15 back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
85. I like that
Yeah,
bet.
yeah.
I like
think
that bet.
that might get a curiosity call here out of Joe. He's thinking about it. Doesn't want to fold.
Ooh,
all right,
okay.
good fold, sir.
All right.
He sniffs it out.
Nice job, Lucas. Woohoo! When Lucas was our first member, we took his picture, we put him up on the wall.
Oh, nice.
And we did all these like social media posts with him, and we created Lucas's game and come play with Lucas.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
And
Lucas
one
game
of
thing,
the ones that we did was we had his picture in with Norm and all
Lon.
the people. No, all the people from Cheers.
Oh, Cheers,
Because
Cheers,
our
Cheers.
whole thing is, we wanted to be the place where everybody
Sure,
knows your
everyone knows your
name.
name.
And Cheers. It was so funny when I asked Patty, who was our social media girl, I said, listen, I want it to be like Cheers here. This is the feel we're going.
She's like, what's Cheers?
She kept sending me pictures with Cheers of like
Cheerleaders?
cups and cheersing
Oh.
like you're making a toast.
Oh.
And I was like, no, Cheers, the TV show.
It's a different generation.
Oh, Muddle.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I felt so old. I had to send her. I'm like, no, this is what Cheers is.
You're like, nano.
Exactly. It was so funny. I felt 100. But then she did a great job. I loved that she put his face like right in the post, and it was awesome. He was with the Cheers gang.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 6-8 suited. I like that.
But he's just calling.
Oh no, you
If
got
you're
to
gonna
raise
play
with
that, you
that,
gotta,
Lucas.
if you gotta, you want to raise with it so you can represent other boards. And if you hit, they're never going to put you on it. But JMP with the mystery hand again.
What?
3 betting to 35 here. Nobody wants to fold. Ace-3 offsuit.
No.
Just snapping here. I don't know. Well, he's on the button, I guess, but.
And he
Joe,
knows people
5-3.
don't play the ace. Oh.
Ooh,
go.
spicy.
Checkers.
What does JMP have? Well, he
Joe
doesn't have an
hits a
ace.
5.
Doesn't have an ace because he was the 3-better here.
Yeah.
Nick gonna bet his ace on the button. Joe with a backdoor wheel draw and backdoor 2-pair and trips draw.
JMP.
Calls with the mystery hand. What do you think he's got? Queen Jack? Smells like Queen Jack.
I was going to say 10 Jack.
I think they might check here.
Anybody have
I mean, the pot
spades? No,
size
we
is
don't
already
have-
276. If Nick is going to bet it, he's got to go all in here. But he keeps betting small.
Yeah, he likes these smaller bets.
I don't like it because you can
Oh,
just.
look, Queen Jack.
See? I know my man. Now they really think this is rigged.
Nice.
We're just calling hands like crazy.
I swear we do not know. We are
It's
just telepathic.
We're experienced. We know the flow
There
of the
you
game.
go. There you
We
go.
know how things go.
7, 8.
He's looking like he wants to do something
Right?
squirrely.
He wants to get a little frisky.
And he's like, can I get away with this?
Right?
Put on my villain mustache.
He would have to put them all in.
No, he's going to give it up. Nick going to take his showdown value here with 1 pair.
Yep. 1 pair, crappy kicker.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for JMP to represent much there the way the board ran out.
Yeah.
Like, what's he calling on the flop that the 8-7?
Exactly.
Doesn't really add up. So good on him for not making a bluff that was probably going to get picked off.
For sure.
And we got T300 leading the charts, 600 up.
What are you doing after,
Skywalker,
Joe?
427. That's your boy.
Those are the only 2 in the black, although we have it in the green. Everybody else is in the red.
Everyone else throwing the party here.
Yeah.
JMP in the hole, 600. Gotta dig out, my
You
friend.
can get it. You can do it, JMP.
You can do it. You know, Justin told me to bust on JMP all night, though. You know, but I'm trying to be kind, man.
He can do it. This is the place you can get it back.
That's
That's
true.
for sure.
Ooh, hearts would be dirty.
Oh.
Oh, there's too many hearts out. They're not coming.
Now you know it's gonna.
It's going to be all clubs. I'm calling it. And if it comes all
If
clubs,
it is, no, it's
I
gonna
am,
come.
I'm working behind the scenes. I'm from the
coming
future.
A heart. It's
I'm from the
coming a
future.
heart. There's 7 of heart.
Clubs.
King of diamond. Oh,
Oh, so I was one
right,
off.
well, we were
I
both
said
wrong.
the 8 of heart.
We were both
I
wrong.
said a 7 of heart. But
All
the 8
right,
of
but
hearts come.
Joe flopping top pair and an open ender,
Look
and he
at
checks
this.
it. What are you doing checking it?
What?
And he makes 2 pair, but now there's a 4-liner
Any
to a
6 or
straight.
jack?
Yep, but
What
nobody
are you
has
doing,
it.
Joe?
But now Joe's handcuffed. If he had bet the flop,
Of course. Oh,
and the
Madonna
straight
me.
on the board.
Somebody come
hey,
on.
you were right. Hearts game though. I was wrong. Well, the clubs came too. So
Yeah?
I was half right. You were half right.
Look at this. Come on. Who's betting? Somebody rep.
Chop. Oh, it looks like T300
Oh.
took advantage.
Yeah.
He's
did.
got the king. He can represent the king queen.
Oh.
He blocks the nuts.
Oh, I love it.
And he gets away with it.
I love it. That is hysterical.
Yeah,
Aggression frequency, 42%. Tony,
And-
T300.
And for the viewers, what is aggression frequency? What does that mean?
You're aggressive.
Aggressive.
Be aggressive. Actually, how do we? That's
So
how do
aggression
we
frequency
actually
would be when you're.
calculate
I think when you're just coming in for raises and bets. You know, when you're taking a line where you could check, but you're opting to bet instead.
Gotcha.
Or raise.
Okay.
That is, instead of just calling.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you not
I
familiar
want to say,
with,
is it the bluffing frequency? Is it more the bluffer?
No, because I mean you. No, I think aggression frequency factors in any bets or raises rather than factors in like if you're bluffing or calling.
Right.
I don't know that.
I think we need that
system can
stat,
track that.
though. The bluffing stat.
That might be hard to track. I mean, maybe some software engineer can figure that out.
Listen,
would be
for
kinda
all of
cool.
you software people, all you tech people, I think that would be a pretty cool stat to know.
All right, so we got the king high flop. We've got a pair of 4s for D-Wags.
4-7. Hits it.
And he's gonna
Smashes
bet it.
it.
He just knows when he's ahead. He's gonna take it down because
Love it.
nobody has anything they can come along.
Well,
with.
yeah. I mean, when you've got middle pair, you definitely don't want to check and let a
Right,
queen come,
yeah,
a
like
jack
the-
come,
the time to
anything.
bet is now. You're
of
gonna
course,
find out.
just take it.
Right. You're
It's
gonna find
okay
out
to
now.
it's okay to donk bet there.
I'm about to start getting crazy.
3 more hands.
Now we have our lovely Shay and Patty bringing cocktails. We do, I think we talked about earlier, it is a BYOB, but we also give away beer, soda, water here. But you can bring your own alcohol, and if you play consistently, like you can leave it here, so you don't have to bring it back and forth. But it is a BYOB.
Very good.
But we got to get the cards.
Really like
greasy
it.
now.
Got to get them. I got to get them to get peanut butter and jelly shots.
Ah,
So I
okay.
can do shots at the table.
I'm a Di Serono guy. I like a sweet amaretto.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There's a thing called an Italian cookie. And
Okay.
It tastes like an Italian cookie, and it's amaretto, frangelica, and pineapple juice, all
Sounds
equal
good.
parts, chilled, and you do a shot of that. Woohoo!
All right, very
All right, all in with pocket threes for Joe, 141.
And he's getting called here by JMP with the ace-10. Skywalker with the ace-8 suited, considering it. Tough to call here with a weak kicker, though.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, call him one.
Call 129. Okay.
Oh, but he's going to make the call. He wants to get in there.
Wow. Okay. That's because is he the same one that had the ace-8 of clubs earlier, and it became
No,
clubs?
That was
against him.
that was a gentleman I think in like C4 or 5
Oh,
here. He's
okay.
got his back turned.
Oh, Darren.
He was
in
the
three.
one who had
Was
ace-8
Darren.
of clubs. Yeah, he's the one who let it go.
All right, so we're gonna go three-way to a flop.
Yeah. 129.
Oh, 129. Gotcha. Sorry.
Ace-8 suited, pocket threes, and ace-10
Joe with
off.
a slight equity advantage of 1% over JMP.
Wow.
Can he hold for the triple up?
Look, this is dodging a lot, though. Can't imagine.
But you know what? He can't be pushed
Wow,
out. He can't be
look
bluffed
at
off.
this. Look at this. Deuce, deuce. Deuce, deuce, and Joe will hold.
All right, so JMP with backdoor hearts, Skywalker with backdoor diamonds. JMP with the gut shot here.
Gut shot queen, yeah.
They all got overs. And the ace comes in. Oh, there's only 2 aces left in the deck. How you gonna
Three,
do that
come
to guy?
on, three,
All right,
Joe.
give that man a 3.
All in.
3 of diamonds.
Oh.
All in.
Oh. And what is Skywalker going to do? You hit your ace. Scary board with just an 8 kicker, though.
Wow.
What you got over
Little
there?
side pot.
Can you count?
Yeah.
I mean, Skywalker's sitting on over 1,000 here. He might want
Back behind it. Shit.
to get squirrely. He's going to be in rough shape here if he makes the call.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen JMP really get out of line here bluffing, so
Yeah, exactly.
you got to take that into consideration. What is JMP betting here that you beat or that you tie?
What was it?
343.
343. God damn.
Go with your gut. Yeah. I mean,
You,
it's
you hate
miserable, right?
you hate hitting your hand and having to fold.
Exactly.
I understand.
For sure. And
Sometimes,
especially if you think your opponent, but like you said, JMP hasn't been out of line. But
Sure.
if you think your opponent's somebody who's going to ship with a jack and a flush draw,
Right.
or a pair and a flush
and this
draw.
and this is a dry side pot. There was no,
Exactly,
there's
no
just the
extra
main
money.
pot. There's no advantage to do that.
Yeah.
3 on the river.
There you go.
3 on the river.
Scream
Let's
for
go.
that 3.
Let's go.
Scream
One
for
time.
it.
One time, dealer.
Damn.
Oh, almost. All right.
There you go.
It's a good effort. You know, actually, it's really funny. So I had a situation where a couple weeks ago when I chopped that PLO tournament up 3 ways, after registration had ended, I seen a flop with Ace Jack 9-8. Or, no, Ace Jack 8-7, double suited nut hearts and Jack high diamonds. The flop comes 9-8 deuce with 2 hearts, so I have the nut flush draw and a middle pair, and then a 1 diamond, so I get the backdoor diamond draw. And get all my chips in, so I have a shorter stack, and I get called in 2 spots. So there's no side pot at the moment, but there's 2 players that still have action. The turn's an offsuit queen, so I pick up a gut shot. The river's an offsuit 7, so I just make 8s and 7s, right? Now, one of the players bets, he bombs into the dry side pot. So I figure I'm dead, right? I figure, like, how can I ever be good here? So the other guy folds, and I just sheepishly turn. Thank God I turned my hand over instead of mucking it. I turned my hand over, I said, I got 8s and 7s. And he said, that's good. So I don't know what he was doing. But he saved my tournament. I tripled up because the other guy who folded was like, I folded a set. So that allowed me to go to that final table and win $2,000. So thank you, sir, for betting that dry side pot. You're doing the Lord's work.
Love it. Here we've got a flip again. Pocket pair versus ace king.
Everyone loves deuces.
Yep. Wow. Oh, she just bet 100.
JMP just grabs chips and bets immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Said he will take it.
He's got a bet. He has to.
He said, now I've got chips. I want a big pot. I'm ready to bet.
Skywalker not ready to let it go just yet.
No.
Does have the 2 overs. He
like
can
to-
get there.
Yup.
He did not. JMP not afraid to continue firing. Can't
And he
control
bets
himself.
30.
He's
He
giggling.
down bet.
That's
he
a
down
massive
bet
down
from
bet.
100 to
30 into a
30.
$400
What are
pot.
you going to do, Lucas?
And now Skywalker can
Come on,
never
raise
fold.
him. No, you can't just call.
Well, he's got position. Just trying to get there.
Interesting. Look, JMP. Interesting.
6 changes nothing. Gonna bet 50. Just gonna bet 50. I'm
Think
from the
he might
future.
check?
Bet 50. Bet 50.
Oh.
125
Oh, he goes big. Okay, I thought he was just gonna bet 50 here.
Come over the top, Lucas.
You know, and so,
Go all in.
sometimes players that are prone to bluffing.
Did
a
he
lot-
say all in?
No, he
Oh,
called.
he
He
just
called.
called.
He called. He just doesn't
Oh,
believe him.
no. Oh. Damn.
Yeah, he don't want to.
It's 1 for the dark side.
Yeah. Ah. See, now JMP just went from being I think he was the
one
he
throwing the party.
lost the most,
Yep.
and now
He's
I think
getting out
Lucas
of the hole.
isn't going to
He's getting
be in
out
the
of the
green
hole.
anymore. Dang.
That's the way it goes
It's
sometimes.
all right. It's all right. Sometimes, we like to hero call, and it's just, and again, getting into the game. He's still new to the game.
Sure.
And when you think these people are just always going to bluff,
Right.
because we know
Your
how
ace king
many
can be good there sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
A ton of times somebody missed clubs or somebody missed a draw there. And it's like, but you can't always.
Yes. Yeah.
I think he's finding that balance.
Think about all the losses of these things. Makes you forget about the ace.
Relax, dude.
Wait, is this the last one?
110, yes, this week.
Just getting those real quick. Last hour.
110?
110. Call C1.
Ooh. JMP and Lucas again. JMP raised. And Lucas called with ace-7 of clubs.
JMP constantly having the mystery hand.
I
here.
know.
What's
Do
going
we
on?
think he's hiding it, or maybe there might
No, I
be
mean,
something off with his
cards look like they're on the reader.
maybe the reader's off.
Yeah, could be an issue with the reader.
Could be. Or
maybe he just keeps getting the same 2 cards that don't read well.
Ooh, spicy.
Skywalker flopping the flush draw here.
Yep, and JMP raised. Oh, and it went check.
He's feeling hurt from that last hand, and now JMP gonna strike here, making a big bet. Looks like
Lucas is not folding.
Skywalker not feeling good now. You can see the frustration on his face. He's like puts it in.
He's definitely
not happy about
folding there.
Puts it in angrily. There it is. He got there.
There it is.
All right, 1 for Skywalker. And JMP showing the ace-queen here. Can't blame him for taking a stab. But he's going to slow down now. Skywalker, will he go for value? If his opponent has a full house, he's betting it on the river, so you got to go for value.
Yeah.
Can't be afraid.
Okay.
Especially if they have trips, you want to get value.
Sure.
What to do?
404 in the pot. I'd like to see a bet of 175 to 225, but instead he's going big. Going big, hoping his opponent has a big hand. He does not.
No.
Cannot pay it off. And he's going to show it.
Yeah.
He's going to give him respect, like, hey, I have the goods.
Finally, I got there. Well done, Lucas. Look, everybody's racking it up.
Right.
VPIP, look at Nick with 59%. And then the other Nick, 20%. There's a big difference, right?
Yep.
Let's see. We got pre-flop raisers. And now there's that aggression frequency we were talking
Nick,
about.
our most aggressive players here in the mix.
Where did Lucas wind up? Oh, Lucas 28%. Okay. And now this was going to showdown. D-Wags 4%. I love it. 4%. And T300 is our big winner, $652 up top. He made profits. Lucas, woohoo, $140. And Nick cut those losses down. I think he was down over 600.
JMP cut his losses.
Yes.
Quite a bit there
Yeah.
He was down quite
Perfect.
a bit.
Well, that is going to wrap it up for us tonight here at the Royal Card Club. We hope you all had a great time. We thank you so much for joining us. Get on our socials. We are the Royal Card Club Austin. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything you can imagine. Instagram, do our Instagram challenge. Come on in and play at the Royal Card Club in Austin. Thank you.